50 years. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle or just need expert service, you'll find it all right here. Shop online anytime at HerndonChevy.com or stop by and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile.
Herndon Chevrolet, Herndon makes you wanna smile, smile.
Are you planning on remodeling the inside of your home soon? What about upgrading the backyard with a patio, fire pit, or pool? Maybe not remodeling, but moving to a new home or building a home. Don't forget to add integrated media to your list of to-do items. From installing internet lines to in-ceiling speakers in your home office or kitchen remodel to installing outdoor speakers and a waterproof TV around your new backyard setup, Integrated Media has you covered. When moving from one home to another, the guys can even take down your existing TVs, package them up to transport safely to your new home, and reinstall them. That's one less thing for you to worry about. And last but not least, when planning to build your custom home, make sure that you don't forget about planning for all of today's and tomorrow's technology. You might not need coax cable in your home, but you do need Cat 6 internet lines, and some builders don't even realize this. We can help with any remodeling and new home construction. Give us a call today, 803-948-8327, the best in home theater, Integrated Media.
Your home for the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game. WNKT Eastover, Columbia. A Cumulus media station. The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 107.5 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Postgame Show. Terry Ford in Columbia, South Carolina at the Mission Control. Jalen Tart, Columbia, South Carolina Mission Control. Jay Phillips liquored up in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Close.
What's up, man? How's the Heritage?
It's nice. Not a lot going on right now. I did see a few that very briefly saw a few golfers going to play some practice rounds. I could not identify them because they were zipping past my location here as I was setting up. And I will apologize in advance. Right now they're not doing it, but I am my location, just as in years past, is near the 18th green skyboxes. And apparently, Terry, there is still some construction to be done because about 90 seconds ago, a couple of dudes were hammering away. They weren't hammered, I don't think, but they were hammering. And hopefully they're done because it was loud. And it was like about 30 yards from me. But otherwise, it is a gorgeous day here. I am looking out over Calabogie Sound. A few clouds in the sky. But Hilton Head temperatures, man, only 75 degrees.
Beautiful.
It is.
Perfect. That's perfect.
And yet I'm stuck on the radio doing my job.
So if those guys start hammering again, you just basically walk outside and go, you know who I am, right?
Yeah, well, what I might do is just tell you guys if they start that, hey, I need to go talk to them and see what I can do. And then if I don't come back, it's either because they beat me up with their hammers or I just decided to, continue to enjoy the afternoon here on beautiful Hilton Head Island.
You decided to go get hammered. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. We get you.
No, I probably won't do that today. Although, as I've said, again, I'm next to a skybox, and let me see, because I remember telling you last year. I think it'll be tomorrow, man. I think tomorrow is the day when the adult beverage distributors arrive on the scene.
Oh yeah. There you go.
I'm telling you, man, at this skybox alone, which I believe is for both the major sponsors, RBC and Boeing, and apparently, man, they got guests that like to enjoy themselves because they were unloading what amounts to like a whole, like greens or bottles or Morganelli's worth of. I was like, my God.
Jeez.
I could not, but I'm serious, man. Let me see if I can identify. Hold on. Here comes two golfers. If I can see who these guys are.
We're getting the live scoop.
I know.
Of Jay's bird eye view.
No, that wasn't Russell Henley.
Just yell, "Hey, Russ!"
That was
see if he
Sam
turns
Burns. No,
around.
that was Sam Burns. That was Sam Burns.
Just yell, "Yo, Sam, what's up?" and see if he turns around. That's all you got to do.
That was Sam Burns. Sam Burns just went by. So there you go.
Now, I guess the other question.
There's a guy who played well this past week.
You just said, Sam, you really choked it up at the Masters. You see what he said?
I still should have. Want to come talk about it?
Yeah, come on up here on the radio with us.
Yeah, Jay can have his phone and everybody else on the course can't. Yeah.
I tell you what you do, man. Also, you got that box next to you with all the booze going up in there. Do you have access to said box?
I might for one of the days. I will say only because of people I know, not because of me directly. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. What's your thought?
Well, my thought is, do you have access to that box, and how quick of a turnaround can you make it to your room?
Oh, well, to answer to your second question is quickly.
So here's my thought.
Your first question is right now. The thing is, now there are 2 large unarmed security men over there right now. But
dude, you can take both those guys.
Yeah, 2 unarmed guys and a guy who is just coming out of what I came out of, probably a losing proposition for me. Knowing is half the battle, Terry Ford.
Here's my thing, though. If you act like you belong, a lot of times they think you belong. You following me here?
Fair.
So just go in there like you belong.
Hey, guess who just went by?
Who?
U.S. Open winner J.J. Spawn.
Really?
Yeah.
You all just reached out. JJ, what happened at the Masters?
Yeah. So Sam Burns went by. Now J.J. Spawn just went by. So all right,
You're doing okay. You're hanging out with all the big dogs. Look at you.
Yeah, I mean, at least I get to see them for like 5 seconds as they go by. So that's kind of cool. I'm not going to get any of these guys today. I promise you. They don't. In fact, there's a bunch of kids down there. They're waving at these kids that are probably like 10, 12 years old, but they're not stopping for autographs, man.
Oh, really?
So these guys are here because you know what? Today is their practice day because tomorrow is the Pro-Am where they got to deal with, corporate donors and such that can't play golf.
Yep.
Or they think they can play golf.
And they got to pretend like they're interested. Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're lucky when they get to play. I'm serious about this, too. When they get to play with a guy like Shane who can shoot in the 70s.
Oh, it's
they
refreshing.
Feel pretty good about that.
Right. They feel good. They got a guy that's actually decent at this. So, all righty.
Yeah.
We're good.
Now, they're probably still even looking at a guy that shoots in the 70s going, why can't you shoot in the 60s?
Right.
Not
not
down
bad.
here, all these guys shoot in the 60s down here, man. If you're shooting in the 70s, you're having a bad day.
Here's the thing, too. You always get those guys who walk up, and typically they're in their 40s, 50s, which means they grew up in the Tiger Woods era. So they got their Tiger Woods gear on with their gloves and their equipment and all that stuff, and they think they can play. The worst thing in the world in any sport is playing a sport with someone who thinks they can play and they can't play.
Right.
That, especially golf.
That's very embarrassing, too, when it does show that they can't play.
Yeah, I mean, golf is...
My wife and I spent about an hour last year just like kind of ambling around during the Pro-Am. And we did spend a few minutes with Coach Beamer and Coach Paris during a little break they had around the 16th hole. But we just, because my wife had a couple of her friends that she knows from work that were playing. And so we just wanted to kind of see what was up, and you're right, Terry. There are some dudes who like have the uniform, man. They look the part.
Oh, yeah.
They look the part. And you watch him hit, what we like to call a worm burner. Meanwhile, here's a guy, back here going, "Oh my God!" I could be out here shooting a 64.
Right. I'm gonna.
But I gotta wait for this, this Yahoo.
You know what he's doing? Like,
or what do you like to call him, Terry? Jabronis.
Yeah, jabroni, absolute jabroni. Yeah. And he's sitting there. He probably grabs his phone real quick and texts like, wife, girlfriend, friends, family. I'm gonna be here for a long time. I'll catch up with you guys later.
Yeah, y'all go to the pool. Hey, honey, take the kids to the beach. And some of these guys, I imagine most of them stay on site. I don't know if some of them maybe with the family stay at the Disney resort down here, which is a few miles away. Like, hey, go ahead and go see Mickey and Goofy, and I'll be back for lunch.
Yeah, Dad will see you like tonight some point because this is going to be a long time. Like, that's the thing, man. That's my favorite one, especially with golf, because it's easy to suit up, right? It's easy to suit up in golf and try to look like you play. See, that's why I fully admit I might be the worst golfer in the country. I could win that award easily. No doubt in my mind.
I know you feel like you could. I don't know.
I'm fully confident. But it's
I do appreciate your level of confidence. I'll say that.
Well, it's like and you've done this. Any sport like baseball, basketball, football, the dude that shows up in the coolest gear typically sucks.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, again, guys that look the part.
Yeah, exactly.
But these guys that play in the Pro-Am, they can all afford to look the part.
Right.
They've got the custom clubs. They've got the tailored pants, and whatnot. But not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying that they're playing with. And remember, this is a signature event on the PGA Tour, so only the best players are here. Rory is not, by the way, for those wondering. Rory, like last year, is skipping this one after winning the Masters. And you know what? That's fair. Although I'll say this much, Ter. 2 years ago, Scotty Scheffler came after winning the Masters.
He's just a different dude, man. Scotty's just a different guy.
Not only did Scotty come here after winning the Masters in 24, you know what Scotty did that year? He won it. He won this event.
Scotty's like a cyborg. He's just different from everybody else. You know what I mean?
Well, that year too. That in 24, he was dealing, and last year he was dealing. And, of course, this past week, I got a hunch, man, that this past weekend, the way he played Saturday, Sunday, that kicks him into gear to get a couple things done this summer, man, because I think you could look at his face on Sunday when he was talking to Amanda Balionis there on CBS after the round, and you could tell, I'm happy for whoever wins this thing, but I should have won this thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I know he feels that way. You know he feels.
Well,
that
remember, again, look, it's
and
great.
He's here this week, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I think I said that, but he's here.
Look, you know this. Like that guy is such a machine and a creature of habit. I'm sure Scotty Scheffler, when if it's a normal year, has his bowel movements planned out for the entire year around his practice rounds. This guy is serious. Now, again, remember, they had a kid this year. So, Jay, you've had children. I've had children. Jalen might have them, and he won't admit to it until he goes on Maury Povich. But we have kids.
Maury Povich. When's the last time the Maury Povich show was?
I don't know. I just love bringing up that. What's
today's equivalent? Is there still a?
I don't know. Maury stopped a couple years ago. I think he retired from that show. I don't think anybody else is doing paternity tests on the talk shows.
Oh, that's too bad.
Because you know what? Let's face it.
America misses that.
You can't top Maury Povich doing a paternity test on the talk show.
No.
Come on now. That's gold. Nobody can. You can't go down that path. You just can't. There's certain movies you don't want to make.
I'm sure Maury's award-winning journalist wife, Connie Chung, a real journalist.
But
when Maury, the thing is, Maury came home saying, "Yeah, hon, I had to do that again, but you know what? I made $20 million."
Exactly. Right. That's what I was getting ready to say. When Connie pulls the holier-than-thou journalist card, Maury goes, "By the way, let me get something up on my phone. Let me get my bank app." Look what they just paid me for that paternity test, right?
Yeah.
Look at that, baby.
It's fair.
But, I mean, kids, going back to Scotty Scheffler, kids are the ultimate routine stealers, especially when they're infants like that. And Scheffler, that guy's a family dude. He's locked in. So I'm sure the routine of preparation that Scotty Scheffler has had the last few years when he has been a cyborg got thrown off. But to your point, Jay, he was Scotty Scheffler on Saturday and Sunday.
He was, man. He was absolutely. He 68, 65, I think is what he shot.
We talked about it. Dude was 12 shots off the pace going to the weekend, and he almost stole the tournament.
Right. No, he was amazing. So I'm thinking that might be able to continue because he did take a few weeks off while they were waiting for the baby to come.
Right.
Maybe the polish was just not quite there, but. He seemed to find he even said Thursday, Friday in Augusta, and I watched it. He wasn't wrong. He was just slightly off. He wasn't like he was in the woods or in the sand all the time or running a putt 5 feet past the hole. It's just little things that weren't quite adding up that he put back together for the weekend. So, but it should be fun. I don't have. I'll check again because I think they had maybe until last night to determine exactly who was going to play. And I'm trying to find out who Coach Beamer is going to play with tomorrow. They gave us the pro tee times for the Pro-Am, but they didn't put the amateurs next to them, at least not as the last time I checked. So I'll be looking into that too. And knock on wood, we'll try to see if we can't grab a few minutes with Coach Beamer after his round tomorrow, maybe during our show like we did last year. Because he talked today. For those who don't know, Shane spent he went for a while today. And a lot of good stuff in there, so we'll get into some of that for you throughout the afternoon. John Whittle will join us too, but I'll check more on this, Ter. But And I'll let you know if I get any more celebrity sightings here at my vantage point.
I think you got to become a celebrity heckler.
That's pretty cool, though, that I got, U.S. Open winner just went by. So
I know.
Cool, man. J.J. Spawn.
That's not bad, man. Not bad. Two things you have to. I said
he won the other day. I forget which tournament, but he won. Which one did he? I can't remember now which one he won, but he's won this year on tour.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's got a major in his bag. He's all right, man.
Yeah, no,
he's not some schmo. So you're doing all right there.
But yeah, Whittle coming up, and Whittle has a little. I think in addition to some baseball talk, John will give us just a little inside look at what's going on with portal recruiting for the men.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that men's basketball, that is. And then we'll talk about the women that were drafted last night, too, including one thing I got kind of right. I was happy about that.
Yeah, you should feel good about that. You did all right there.
Thank you. I appreciate
I think what happened was some of those teams heard what you said about Ocott, and they decided to, move up the draft board because of you.
Mm-hmm. That's good. It's good advice. Just like Tom Hanks says in League of Their Own. That's good advice.
All right, we'll pop back in here. Okay, John Whittle, bottom of the hour. We will take a little bit of look at what happened last night regarding the first round the first two rounds of the WNBA draft. We'll get into that. Obviously, we'll talk a ton of baseball today and the men's transfer portal. A lot of Gamecock stuff happening, and we'll get to Shane Beamer because our buddy Tyler Head has cut up a lot of Shane Beamer for us to use this afternoon. A jam-packed post-game show. We'll talk about what happened last night with the women in the WNBA draft next here on the post-game show on The Game.
Wow, what a play. The Game Network. Columbia, Charleston, Florence, and Myrtle Beach.
We have a new way for you to call the AAA Heating and Air phone lines. Just dial pound 250, and when prompted, punch in the keywords, The Game. And that's it. Again, pound 250 with the keywords, The Game. Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at HerndonChevy.com.
Hey, y'all, Jay Phillips for our good friends at Cato's Power Equipment. Ben, Matt, Andrew, the entire crew at Cato's, ready to make sure that everything that you need for your yard work is right in front of you. The latest from Steel, from Toro, from Gravely, battery-powered, gas-powered. Listen, the service department, second to none in this town. They've been in business since 1983, so you know they know what's up, right? It's that simple when it comes to what they do at Cato's Power Equipment. And a lot of the battery-powered things now, they won't be in the service department. They'll be working for you a whole lot longer, and they're just as powerful as so many of the things from generations past. I love my Toro equipment. Can't wait to use it when it's time for yard work because I get it done well, I get it done faster. Check them out online. See the entire inventory. As I've said for many, many years now, whether you do it for yourself or you do it for a living, you need to work with the great people at Cato's. CatosPowerEquipment.com, 4012 West Beltline Boulevard. Family owned since 1983. That's Cato's.
The Colonial Life Charity Classic is coming to the Wood Creek Club right here in Columbia, May 14th through the 17th. This is your chance to watch the next generation of PGA Tour stars up close. Before Justin Thomas and Scotty Scheffler were household names, they were right here on the Korn Ferry Tour. This is where the journey begins. Every shot bringing them closer to the PGA Tour. Tomorrow's champions are teeing it up today. Get your tickets now for the Colonial Life Charity Classic.
When you're looking for Gamecock merchandise, always think Gamecock Traditions. Style, selection, quality, and the absolute best pricing. That's always the Gamecock Traditions way. Right now, score Champion crewneck sweats for just $44.99. Need a hoodie? Champion hooded sweats are only $54.99. That's $8 to $10 less than any other Gamecock store. And they keep them in stock. Sizes small through triple extra large, all the best colors. Gamecock Traditions in Lexington, Sand Hills Village, or online at GamecockTraditions.com. Great gear, better prices always.
Hendrick.
Why shop for a Chevy or GMC the way you always have when there's a better way? Shop the nation's #1 dealer group, Hendrick Chevrolet and Hendrick GMC. Thousands of car buyers across Columbia have switched to Hendrick for a larger selection, better pricing, and an easier buying experience. Plus, buy now but make no payments for 3 months. You don't have to shop the old way anymore. Experience the Hendrick difference.
With approved credit, see dealer for details.
We know what it's like when you're injured. You hurt, you can't work, you can't pay your bills, and the insurance company won't return your calls. I'm Jason Reynolds. At the Samuels Reynolds Law Firm, we're here for you when things go bad. We're local, resourceful, and have a proven record of success.
I'm Stephen Samuels. Our team is big enough to handle any case and small enough to care about each one.
We get South Carolina because we're true South Carolina. Samuels Reynolds. True injuries, true lawyers. 803-779-4000.
Bill Gunner for AAA Heating and Air. The spring is here. Dust, pollen, spring cleaning, all those important things. But have you even thought about the air quality inside your home? How are those air ducts holding up? Well, AAA Heating and Air is ready to help you. Visit them on the website. Call AAAtoday.com. Again, that's call AAAtoday.com. Call AAA Heating and Air and tell them Bill Gunner sent you.
AAA Air when you need us. AAA Heating and Air.
When your money's on the line, are you okay with a basic free tax service? Get the confidence of TurboTax with free Fed and state filing on Intuit Credit Karma. Around 37% of filers qualify. Simple 1040s only. See details at turbotax.com/free.
Everybody loves streaming till you have to pay for it. Just download the 107.5 The Game app and stream us for free.
The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 107.5 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
We find out the 10th selection right now from the commissioner.
With the 10th pick in the 2026 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Raven Johnson from the University of South Carolina.
There it was last night, WNBA draft. Raven Johnson going to the Indiana Fever. Ironic, Jay Phillips. She'll be playing in the backcourt with the young lady who waved her off all those years ago.
I know, man. It's weird, right? Like you lost to her once, you beat her once. You get to play with Aaliyah, but yeah, to have Caitlin Clark, out on the perimeter shooting what she does, to have Aaliyah down low doing what she does. And now Raven to distribute to the two of them. I mean, you and I were talking this morning, Terry. All Raven's got to do now, and we joke a little, of course, is just, dish the dimes and make some steals, man. And then when Caitlin is out there on one corner and all of a sudden gets triple teamed and she gives you the pass, knock it down, Raven, knock it down, and she will, man. So I think it's fantastic. And watch out for Indiana now, because they had those top two picks a couple of years ago when they got Aaliyah and then got Caitlin the next year. But all of a sudden you got to think, and Jalen, I know you follow it pretty closely, man. You got to think that Raven, a real point guard, I know she's a rookie, so it'll take a little time, but to add a real winning point guard like her, I mean, again, all that young lady knows is winning, high school and college. I mean, Final Four every year, couple of titles. 3 championship games, 4 championship games?
Yeah, 4
championship games. 4 championship games. And she and Tanaya did all that winning in Atlanta in high school. I think that's a great get for them, and I think it really positions Indiana to be one of the better teams in the league.
What you did is, look, Caitlin Clark, just spitballing, does not concentrate on defense. She's concentrating on putting the ball in the basket. You got Raven Johnson, who can guard multiple positions defensively. She had her best offensive season, hit 40% plus from 3. Ran the point. It's a good move because you kind of fill a spot that you need to fill, because on that team, Caitlin Clark is not. Caitlin, get back there, slap the floor, play some D. No, that's not her job. But now you have someone who can do that and do it at a high level. So I thought, even though when you look over the breakdowns of the draft, they'll say, Indiana probably could use another front court player more than a guard. Still, Raven was probably arguably the best player on the board at that time, definitely the best defensive guard at that point. So when you look at it, makes sense.
If you got a chance to get a high level one like that, and you don't have it, I get it that you need. Everybody wants a more post presence, but Terry, you and I talk about it so much. Like when you don't have it, it's just glaring. It's absolutely glaring when you don't have a one. And she's more than a one. Like you said, she's an elite defender. I mean, SEC Defensive Player of the Year, right?
Yep.
You know, again, I mean, that's, you know, she's just got Dawn Staley written all over her in terms of just giving it everything on both ends of the floor and knowing how to put people in position. Again, an attitude where she only knows winning. I think I think Indiana is poised now to be that much better because of what she ultimately can bring them. Maybe not instantly, but ultimately. And now with, you know, I mean, Aaliyah's going to be in her fourth season.
Her fourth
now.
year,
I mean,
yeah.
You know, so she's really coming into her own. Again, Caitlin Clark, we know what she's all about. So you know, good for Raven, man. When I saw that last night, I was like, that's fantastic for her.
It's a nice landing spot. I think Ocott landed in a nice spot in Atlanta too. And look, they drafted her for the reasons you and I were talking about yesterday. High ceilings, women playing basketball for 6 years or whatever. Yeah. Sky's the limit for her in a lot of ways. She's already a double machine. And here's the other part. You got somebody named Angel Reese who does a lot of rebounding in Atlanta. You got Ryan Howard on the perimeter. Heck, I think there's 3 or 4 South Carolina players on the Atlanta team.
Alicia Gray.
Tina Pow and Alicia Gray.
Alicia Gray. And Alicia, you know, for now in her 10th year, I mean, I think she's been in the All-Star game the last 3 or 4 seasons, man. I mean, she has really turned into one of the premier players in the league. So
yeah, she was in contention for MVP last season.
Yeah. So I just think, again, another terrific landing spot for because Atlanta just made those big moves to get Angel and a couple others, and you know, gave away some draft picks in the future to make it happen, but that's a solid landing spot for somebody who I think will continue I mean, look how rapidly she developed in the Southeastern Conference. Look at when she left state for Carolina. Look at how good she was great last year. She was great. And you think about it, that's her second year playing basketball in America. I mean, you probably couldn't. If people that just, you know, if you drop somebody in, like you say, if you dropped an alien in and said, look at her, you're like, man, what, she's probably been playing, you know, since she was 8, you know, or 6. It's like, nah, she hasn't. And she's only been over here playing high-level ball for 2 years, not even 2 years. So,
yeah, I mean,
a good spot for her.
A great spot for her. Oh, by the way, we forgot, I just looked this up just for fun, that also on the Indiana Fever roster right now is Bree Hall.
Yep.
Yeah,
she's on the roster right now, so we'll see how it plays out. There's another South Carolina player, and then Latson.
That's right.
Latson going in the second round of the Sparks. That was their first pick. They didn't have a first-round pick. And you know, here's the funny part about Latson. Again, this is just the way this works. Latson, I believe, was draft eligible after last year. If she wanted to come out eligibility-wise, there was a lot of people thinking she had been a first-round pick last year because she led the nation in scoring. Ironically, she's probably a better player now than she was last year because she's worked on other aspects of her game. But because she didn't put up wow offensive numbers, she falls to the second round, even though she might be a better player now than she was this time last year.
Yeah. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that she did fall that far.
Well, look, guys, it's all about getting your second contract.
Yeah.
In basketball. Even in football. I mean, in these sports now with rookie contracts, you're coming in to get your second contract. Wherever you come in, you come in. I mean, obviously you want to get more dough, right? But wherever you come in, that's where you're starting to go. You're going for your second contract. So if, you know, Latson, because they also brought in, I believe, the girl Gray from Ohio State, who's a 2-guard as well.
Yep.
But if Latson can come in and develop and grow and make her mark in the league and get back to maybe looking more for hers like she did at Florida State, plus being the better all-around player she is now, who knows where she ends up as time goes on.
And I think it will work out in her favor, too, because you just got Nneka Ogwumike to come back to the Sparks. You have Kelsey Plum re-sign on a 1-year deal. That's plenty of veteran experience, championship experience for her to get this experience. And then plus she's playing with Sanaya Fagan, who's also there, too, who's a former Gamecock as well.
Yeah, nice.
So, again...
And you get to live in L.A.
Yeah.
And you make, and Jay, to your point yesterday, you make enough money to maybe live in L.A.
Now that they get triple what they used to make, she can actually live in L.A.
Exactly. So
that's good.
Again, all three landed in interesting spots for them to move forward. So hopefully it all works out for them. That'd be nice.
Well, hey, speaking of making triple, John Whittle is next.
You give him some money? Nice.
No,
Look at you.
He's that good.
We'll tell Whittle that you're donating a day's worth of your salary to him for being here today.
Whittle can take us out to dinner later on.
Yes, he could. All right, John Whittle from the Big Spur talk some baseball and a little bit of the portal for the men in college basketball next year on the postgame show. Jalen steering the ship. Jay is at Hilton Head. Terry Ford, we're hanging here till 6 on the Game Network, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
All my sports. The Game Network. 107.5 The Game in Columbia. 96.9 The Game in Charleston. 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. And 100.5 The Game in Florence.
Since that win at Clemson by the Gamecocks, things haven't gone well. And when things don't go well, it's time to look back on the days when things were well. Yeah, let's spin back to the good old days on the Game Network.
Line drive, right field, base hit. South Carolina wins the College World Series.
Sellers in the pocket. Up in the pocket, gonna run inside the 20, 10. Lenore Sellers going left side, 5. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown. Touchdown, Lenore Sellers. From 20 yards out, the Gamecocks take the lead at Death Valley.
Now that's some good feels right there. From 107.5 The Game and the Game Network.
All right, coming up very soon, by the way. May 14th through the 17th at Wood Creek Golf Club, the Colonial Life Charity Classic. The future stars of the PGA Tour, the Corn Ferry Tour, where it's a lot of the guys you see today on the PGA Tour have gone through the Corn Ferry Tour. They will be here in Columbia against the Colonial Life Charity Classic. When the final putt drops every day, not only do you see some of the high-level future golfers on the PGA Tour, but the party keeps going because your ticket will also include admission to post-round concert series. That Thursday, Prettier Than Matt. That Friday, Root Doctors. And that Saturday, Larry Fleet. Kids 15 and under get in for free. Military members also get in for free. So do college students. Bring your friends, your family. Have a good time. Again, the Colonial Life Charity Classic. Go to coloniallifecc.com to get more info. It's May 14th through the 17th at Wood Creek Golf Club.
Powered by Integrated Media, the Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. For auto, home, and commercial glass. ShepherdsGlass.com. In Chapin and West Columbia, the Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. Shepherd's Glass.
Looking for a dealership that treats you like family? Come to Herndon Chevrolet, where we've been proudly serving Lexington and the Midlands for over 50 years. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle or just need expert service, you'll find it all right here. Shop online anytime at HerndonChevy.com or stop by and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile.
Herndon Chevrolet, Herndon makes you wanna smile, smile.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Introducing Bluebell Pro, a dessert with up to 12 grams of protein and 110 calories or less per serving. Low fat, no added sugars, and gluten-free. Dig into a pint. It's more than just protein. It's Bluebell Pro. Good for you. Never tasted so good.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your favorite grocer. If you can't find it, please be sure to ask for it.
This is Larry Leitner, owner and founder of Midstate Roofing. And for nearly 30 years, we've continued to be the proven leader in the roofing and waterproofing industry. Midstate Roofing's proven history is your assurance that our professionals at Midstate Roofing will provide the proper advice, service, and results to the needs of your facility in a manner both safe and pleasing to your operation. From high-rise to hospitals, manufacturing to industrial, Midstate Roofing designs and installs bonded systems with a protective guarantee that will keep your operation dry and running long into the future. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And this is Blake Leitner, reminding you to protect that roof with a maintenance contract. Call me today at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. That's midstateroofing.com.
You'll speak to an on-call technician after hours or a Midstate Roofing staff member during hours at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. And as always, tell them Midstate Twins.
If you have a leak, let Midstate Roofing take a peek.
Full Send Golf.
You guys know how much I really, really love golf, and I think every week would be dope to post on the Golf Channel. I want to get a lot of guests on here.
Salim's going to take lead. I'm down to be in it. It's not really work to play golf.
Join the party on the golf course.
I was like, let's go to the range. So what are we putting on it?
We said 10K, right?
10K?
All right. We probably bet more than all the other golf channels, right?
10K, 9 holes.
Those guys bet for like cookies.
I feel like I'm going to shank it.
This guy's been trading like a Navy SEAL when it comes to golf.
I'm very, very excited. You excited?
Yeah.
Full Send Golf. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 107.5 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Post-game show. Terry Ford, Jay Phillips out in Hilton Head. We're sitting in Columbia. Jalen Tart and I guess, John Whittle, you're not at Hilton Head, right?
I am not. I wish I was. That place is incredible.
Yeah, we all hate Jay today. He's in Hilton Head. We're not. He's looking over a balcony, John. It's 75 degrees and sunny. He's hanging out with PGA golfers. The suite next to him's filled with booze, and we're sitting here.
Sounds terrible. Sounds absolutely awful. I had the tremendous opportunity to play that course one time. I hit every par 3 on my initial shot. 3-putted every single one of them. Walked away with bogey every time.
Jeez,
sounds like
it is nice down here. I don't have any booze, but I think everything else Terry said is accurate. I've seen 2 U.S. Open winners now. J.J. Spawn and Gary Woodland. Ricky Fowler just rode by a second ago. So I've seen a few stars, even if it's just glimpses, fleeting glimpses as they swoosh by in a golf cart.
I'll tell you, you got all that going on. Sitting in the room next to me is the David Dare.
Well, hey, I can't beat that, man. I can't beat that.
I was going to say.
I'm not going to try.
I'm now going to drop the mic. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
not going to try. I wouldn't even do that to John Whittle at this point. You know, I don't want John having to compete with that. So, Mr. Whittle, let's jump into it. Let's start with, I think, some intrigue, and that is what Lamont Paris and his somewhat new look staff are doing in the transfer portal. What can you do to shed some light on where Carolina is with trying to beef up this roster?
Oh man, it doesn't feel like it's moving as quickly as anybody really wants it to, both from a staff standpoint and a player standpoint. But, you know, they haven't really missed on anybody yet. They just don't have a whole lot of guys in right now. You know, Corey Mincy is obviously committed, guard from George Mason, a scoring point guard. And, you know, he's going to be a pretty good pickup. And, you know, they had Rowan Brumbaugh in for a visit yesterday, another point guard from Tulane who – those two guys, I think, would complement each other really well. But Brumbaugh's being recruited by a handful of big schools. They've got a center from SMU, Semet, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. Dave, get on that for us, please, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That's Dave's specialty.
Yeah, and but you know, he should be making a decision hopefully in the next 24 hours, and South Carolina's got a really good chance there. So, you know, there's a handful of names out there right now that are going on, but, you know, a lot of spots to fill. South Carolina's got probably about 10 spots to fill in total, and, you know, they still have an assistant coach position open. They want to hire, you know, a backroom staff member type for evaluation purposes, and, you know, that may come later this week, but you know, we're about a week into this portal thing right now, and you know, ready to see a little bit more action. But I do know there should be some more visitors in a little bit later this week.
John Whittle hanging out with us from the Big Spur, talking Carolina men's basketball. Also, we'll get some baseball with John here in a little bit. So, John, the guys we're talking about, whether it's a kid, Brumbaugh, who came in, Semet, whose name we will not try to say, from SMU, or the kid Alvaro Fulgaris from Iowa. There's been some smoke about him as well. Out of these guys, if we were just going to pick percentage-wise, who do you think South Carolina has the best chance to end up with? Who would it be in your mind?
Right now, I would say Sinet, just because he's narrowed his focus a little bit more than probably Rowan. Rowan has, and Lamont Paris flew out to Dallas to meet with him the other day. He's not, at least last I heard, he was not planning on taking visits. He was gonna entertain some folks and have conversations, but wasn't planning on leaving Dallas, leaving SMU to go anywhere. So he's been kind of trending towards South Carolina a little bit, but it sounds like some other schools may be trying to get involved. So we'll see. We'll see. But out of the group that we know right now, he'd be the guy that I'd pick.
John, let's switch gears to baseball. Carolina gets their first sweep in conference play in more than 2 years, and I think first road sweep in more than 3 years, if I have my chronology right there. But more than anything, a nice confidence boost. That said, there's still a game under 500 with Davidson coming in tonight. They're 5-10 in the league, and Terry and I have been saying that this is still a massive uphill climb if they want any kind of postseason play. But what do you believe this does for their confidence? The pitching was great. The hitting was good for a day at least. But dare I ask it this way without sounding too cynical, is this more of a fool's gold sweep, or is this a real turnaround from what Monty is trying to change and instill in these guys?
Well, the way I look at it is since Monty took over, they've played two of the best teams in the country in Texas and Georgia, and one of the worst teams in the SEC, if not the worst team in the SEC in Missouri. So, you've played both ends of the spectrum. Mississippi State has been ranked really high, but they've been struggling here lately. But, Mississippi State is struggling some. Alabama's still left on the schedule, and they're ranked top 10, I believe, still in the country, at least top 15. Yeah. And, but the rest of these teams that South Carolina plays the back half of the schedule are, not the elite of the elite, at least right now. So I just feel like you have a chance to show that you're better than what you've played so far. And, but just because you only won one game out of the 6 games between Texas and Georgia, it doesn't mean you're a bad team. Just means that they're better than you. And, just because you swept Missouri doesn't mean you're a great team. It just means that they're kind of not very good. But they've got some teams coming up that they should be really competitive with in terms of, being able to split series or win series. And, I think that South Carolina's got a real opportunity to go out there, this weekend and take advantage of a struggling Mississippi State team. But that team pitches really well, too. So, it should be some low-scoring games, I think. But, I think this team's coming around some and seeing the fruits of some of their labor, come about, and win some games is certainly a big deal. I think it does a lot for their confidence. But, they've been doing some things better. They're fielding at a very high clip in SEC play, and that's something that was not happening, when the change was made. South Carolina was fielding 9.61 when the change was made, and that's just horrific. And they've come up quite a bit. They're over 9.7. I think they're at 9.71 in SEC play, which is top 5 in the league. I mean, they've done a lot of things a lot better, and now they're about to play some teams that the talent level is more comparable. So, I think you've got an opportunity now to start winning some games, and if you can put together a little streak, then you never know. But like you started out with, they were in a deep hole, and they're trying to climb out of it. Last weekend was really helpful, and they've got some chances coming up.
John Whittle from the Big Spur with us, talking some Gamecock baseball here on the Postgame Show on the Game Network. All right, John, again, team 6-8, but they've only lost one game by more than 3 runs since Monty took over. They've played better baseball. Obviously, the pitching's been really good. But off the field, what's the one thing you think that Monty has done that has worked the best to get these guys don't know if it's re-energized, locked in again. Is there something you've seen where you go, oh, that's made a huge difference?
Well, I mean, it's just a more positive environment around the program. You know, they've been these guys for the last year and a half have been told how terrible they are, and you know that's different now. I mean, it makes you want to show up to the field every day to go out there and get better and play. And you know, these guys were dreading going to the field, you know, at one point in time. But you know, I think just having some positive attitudes around there and a positive mindset and some energy and some engagement, I think that helps tremendously. Like, you just want to get up to the field every day and get better and play ball. So, you know, I think that's such a big deal. Guys were scared to go out there and make mistakes, and you know, when that happens, what happens? You make mistakes, right? You play hesitantly, you play tentatively, you just don't play well. And you know, these guys are playing a little bit more free, a little bit more loose. But you know, I mean, you see it. I think one of the places you see it most is what we were just talking about in their fielding percentages. Like, I mean, they're playing much more confident from a defensive standpoint and playing a lot better. But you see it manifesting in a whole lot of different ways, whether it's, you know, in between the lines of the chalk, or, you know, in the dugout with them standing on the rail, you know, cheering on their teammates and being engaged. I mean, you're seeing it in a bunch of different ways. And, you know, I think that's probably the biggest transformation out of anything.
John Whittle, listen to Big Spur, man. I tell you, it's not too late to get to. Jay's got space where he's at, John. You can still go play the course, hang out with Jay. You know, you can sit around with Sam Burns and J.J. Spawn. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, we're all hanging, man.
That sounds wonderful. Is my man VJ Singh playing in this or no?
VJ is not in this year's field. I'm sorry to tell you.
Okay.
He's not here.
Well, you know, I'll probably pass on that. Get VJ down there, and you know, I'll be down there too to watch.
Oh, our buddy John Whittle, the Big Spur. We always appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for hopping on, pal. All right, we lost John. John's gone. All right, we'll get back in here. We're going to open up the vault next on the postgame show on the game.
Network, Columbia, Charleston, Florence, and Myrtle Beach.
We have a new way for you to call the AAA Heating and Air phone lines. Just dial pound 250, and when prompted, punch in the keywords, the game. And that's it. Again, pound 250 with the keywords, the game.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. The NBA play-in round starts up tonight. The Portland Trailblazers versus the Phoenix Suns in the 7-8 matchup. Both playing games in the West seem to be sacrificial lambs this season. Both the Spurs and the Thunder are much better in the West. And figuring out the 7th and 8th seeds with the play-in is just a waste of our time. I'm Chris Black.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children. Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, Flo here from Progressive. You know, life changes quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, you mean like adding another vehicle?
Yes, that's something we can do.
Great, because I was thinking about getting a van so we could just keep the kids' softball stuff in the car.
Oh, we don't need to get into specifics. Just saying it's easy to change.
Oh, and Hannah wants to try the tuba.
Again, we don't need the specifics.
Last year, she wanted to be a tap dancer, but that only lasted 2 lessons.
Okay.
But she kept the shoes because they are adorable.
Well, just know that with Progressive, you can easily add another car to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
The smartest way to spend your money is not to. Straight Talk offers free 5G phones for new and existing customers on Verizon's 5G network. So the refund money I don't spend on that free phone is the refund money I get to keep for my family. Smart.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 107.5 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube. Time to open the vaults, sponsored by Purple Wave Auction. It's the Postgame Show on the Game Network.
All right, get a little vault here in a second. Don't forget we got Carolina baseball. Friday, tonight, 6:15 pregame, 6:30 first pitch on the game in Columbia and our affiliate Myrtle Beach as South Carolina hosts Davidson. Winner of 6 straight is Davidson. So that's tonight. Again, 6:15, everything gets rolling here on the game. All right, so the vault, sir. Again, a lot of Masters stuff today. Tons of Masters.
Yeah, hold on. Before I tell you anything, I told you there was a bunch of golfers going by. And just now, a cat just ran across the balcony here.
The black cat from MetLife?
No, it's not black. It's got a pattern, but it scared the hell out of me because it came from behind, and I was like, "What the damn cat?" I'm glad I didn't say anything. Let's put it that way, because I felt like saying something.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that cat didn't happen like when he was on the air.
That it was a cat.
Then be like, Jalen, hit the dump button now.
Yeah, wasn't prepared for that. That's all I'm going to say. So I don't know. So somebody come get your dadgum. Not a real cat guy. Not gonna.
I can tell you're not a real cat guy.
Stand cats.
Yeah, but maybe it's here to eat like lizards and mice.
It's there to take out the mice. He's doing you a favor.
So there you go.
Cat.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Lots of Masters in the vault. Go ahead.
A lot of Masters in the vault. Let's give you a few of these because there is a ton of them in the vault. All right, and then we got we got one of the there's a few really good ones too. We got one we're going to play here in a minute. All right, this day 1968, Bob Golby wins the Masters. Remember, this happened because Roberto Di Vincenzo of Argentina was penalized for signing an incorrect scorecard.
Signed the wrong scorecard, man.
Yep, and lost the Masters.
Is there a worse way to lose?
No. No, there's not. That's awful.
That's brutal.
I mean, you won the tournament. You did the heavy lifting. You won the tournament, and then you signed an incorrect scorecard. Awful.
Brutal.
This day, 1974, Gary Player wins the second of his 3 Masters titles. 1985, Bernard Longer beat Curtis Strange, Ray Floyd, and Seve Ballesteros to win the 85 Masters. I've got that Sports Illustrated of Longer putting the green jacket on. I remember that.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he won down here the next week.
Oh, how about that?
I think that's the same year. I'll double check that for you. I think he won here the following week.
Here's another one. Tom Watson made a charge on this day in 1991, but lost to Ian Woosnam of Wales, who made a par putt on the 18th.
Yeah.
Beat Tom Watson. And this one, I almost got the video for this one, but I didn't because I found one better. This day in 1996, Nick Faldo wins his third green jacket, 6th major championship. That was not the story, sir. The story was Greg Norman's stunning historic collapse. Norman shot a 78 in the final round. Greatest collapse in Masters history. Nick Faldo wins his third green jacket. I remember having that on the TV, and I'll never forget. It's almost like Faldo wanted to hug Greg Norman because Norman's meltdown was unbelievable.
Yeah, Nick will even tell you, like, man, I wasn't out there, like, playing where I thought I was going to win. I was just kind of playing.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're watching this happen. And it did. The back nine, it just completely
unreal.
It just unfolded in such a bizarre way, man. Yeah.
That was crazy.
And a lot of people, you know, like, give that like kind of the Shooter McGavin thing from Happy Gilmore. Like, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, this day in
Although Greg did finally win a major. He did win a major.
He did. He won the British, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
All right. This day in 2019, this moment happened at the Masters. Hit it.
The millions around the world have waited for. Waited for years. Many doubted we'd ever see it. But here it is. The return to glory.
You can cut it there. Eldrick Tiger Woods comes back to win his 5th Masters in 2019, beating Xander Schauffele by 1 stroke. And anybody that grew up on the Tiger Woods phenomenon, Jim Nance was right. Millions of people were riveted to their TV to see Woods win that Masters.
It was what, 9 years?
Yep.
Right? 20,
remember, all the stuff he had gone through, whether it was his own doing, injuries, whatever. Many people thought that you'd never see that again. And then he won. Of course, his kids were older. They got to understand it. Mom was there. Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. That was cool stuff, man.
It was, man.
That was cool.
It was.
So
I hope he gets the new stuff fixed. And
yes.
Maybe we see him out on the senior tour here soon.
That would be nice. All right, there's your vault. We'll come back in here, continue on. Jay's at the Heritage in Hilton Head. Terry Ford, Jalen's here steering the ship. We're rolling up until 6 here on the Game and the Game Network.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at herndonchevy.com.
Hey guys, Jay Phillips here for our good friends at Integrated Media. Listen, no matter what you need when it comes to home theater, the guys at Integrated have you covered. It really is that simple. 803-948-8327. You dream it. They come out to the house. They walk around with you. They design it. They install it. Next thing you know, you have years and years and years of fine family entertainment. Now you say, Jay, I don't really want to do it inside. I want to go outside. I love what I have inside, but now I want to enjoy South Carolina weather while I watch a ball game or my favorite movie. Ha! You can do that too. Amazing outdoor equipment built to be out there 24/7, 365, even in the South Carolina weather, no matter the time of year. They can get that done for you, too. Plus, they're taking care of you with golf simulation at Pro Swing, which is so much fun, both the Chapin and Forest Acres locations. They're ready to make everything you do a whole lot better. And they make house calls. 803-948-8327. Do what I've done. Live better with Integrated Media.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor and call a groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Mount Valley Foundation Services, a groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Springtime in Columbia. And if you hate to paint, do what Jean did. She called Rhino Shield.
So the house was built in 1952. We had Rhino Shield out about a year and a half ago to paint our house from gray to white.
Remember, Rhino Shield's not paint. It's better.
My husband had to talk to me a little bit about Rhino Shield. Is this something we want to do? But it was $26 5-year guarantee. I just didn't know how we could go wrong.
Columbia, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield now for 15% off the regular price.
We have 3 different exteriors to our property, and Rhino Shield painted them all. We were very pleased with the product and the job they did.
Here's owner Dan Hoey.
This offer is limited, so call today at 833-RHINO-99 or visit rhinoshieldcarolina.com. Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
No paint. Don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Escape to the Hollow in the heart of Columbia's Vista, where forest meets table. This spring, their brand new menu is blooming with bold flavors, including vibrant spring dishes you won't find anywhere else. And don't miss happy hour Tuesday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Half off appetizers, signature cocktails, draft beer, and wine. Perfect for unwinding under the trees. Treat mom to an unforgettable experience this Mother's Day. Make your reservations now. Call or book online today at thehollowsc.com. The Hollow. Break wild.
The cost of higher ed seems higher than ever. So for most, there's a difference between what scholarships cover and what school really costs. Fortunately, South Carolina Student Loan has been helping students and families close that price tag gap for 50 years. We're here for you to help cover tuition, books, meals, housing, and other educational expenses. Plus, because we're a not-for-profit, we're able to offer competitive rates and flexible options. So get the money you need for school today at scstudentloan.org.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Your home for the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game. WNKT Eastover, Columbia. A Cumulus media station. The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 107.5 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
All right, post-game show as we kick into the 4 o'clock hour. Jay Phillips hanging out. He'll be at the Heritage in Hilton Head, I believe. Now, which group are you with on Thursday, tea time wise?
Which one am I going to follow? You mean?
No, which one? I thought you're playing. Aren't you playing?
No, not this year. Not this year. Still recovering, Ter.
That's true. That's a good point. You probably couldn't walk 18 to. You probably couldn't walk the 18 to play.
Well, I could walk the 18. I would need a nap at the turn. Yeah. But not quite ready to play yet. But I do have some tee times. I won't go through the entire list, but some good groups. Let's see. 10:05, Justin Thomas and Ludwig Oberg. That'll be a fun one. You want to talk about some dudes that can hit it. Right after them, let's see, Cam Young and Jordan Spieth. That's a good group. Mm-hmm. A little later, let's see, that'd be, what I say, 10. That's 10:15. Going ahead just a little bit. Ricky Fowler and Kurt Kitayama. That'll be a good group. That's at 11:40. Keegan Bradley and Siwoo Kim. I know they're not the biggest names, but they're both really good golfers and fun to watch. And, of course, Keegan had a hell of a year last year. Let's see. Akshay Bhatia and Nico Echevarria are going to play. I love watching Akshay. He had a bad Masters, but he is a fun watch, especially at a course like this. 120, Colin Morikawa and Shane Lowry.
So Morikawa's playing despite all the injuries?
He's playing, man. I was a little surprised. In fact, I was telling Jalen off air earlier, with Rory bowing out, and forgive me, I don't have the list of the alternates, so I can't remember which golfer was the alternate, the first alternate, but Brooks Koepka was the second alternate on the official list yesterday. And I'm under the impression, at least, Terry, that if Colin Morikawa had bowed out, Brooks Koepka would have been in this field. But Colin's going to play. And, again, that's a good group with Colin and Shane Lowry. Right after them, Xander Schauffele and Russell Henley. Right after them, Tommy Fleetwood and Sam Burns. Right after them at 150, Matt Fitzpatrick and Scotty Scheffler. So you've got some good groups, man. And those guys will play. They'll flip the start times for a lot of these guys on Friday. So, but a full field, and just to let everybody know, it's a no-cut tournament, so everybody makes it all through the weekend. It's a signature event, $20 million total purse. I think the winner gets $4 million. I think I'm right about that in that ballpark anyway, Ter. And everybody tees off from number one. That was one of the things back in the day. This tournament got real confusing, man, because it was a bigger field. They did have cuts, but you teed off from 1 and from 10 with threesomes, and it. I will say I'm so glad and really proud of the folks that run the Heritage for working with RBC, with Boeing, with the PGA Tour to turn this into a signature event. And from just a fan standpoint, and I say this somewhat selfishly, not just me individually, but, an event like this, it's like the Players or, Arnold Palmer's tournament at Bay Hill or Jack Nicklaus's tournament up in Ohio. It's easier to follow this way. Nothing against the regular field tournaments and going off on 1 and 10 on Thursdays and Fridays and things like that. That's, you gotta get it in. I understand completely, but to have a smaller field where everybody goes off on 1 and you play twosomes that the entire weekend, it's a lot more fan friendly. And I think that you're seeing the benefit of that in terms of ticket sales down here and just the reaction of fans to know that this is a signature event. So, again, Terry, I think it's a big deal for our state and for the folks that run this thing locally to have done what they did, because you and I talked about it, and we had Steve Wilmot on year before last, the chairman of this event, and, the Heritage was in danger. I'm not saying it was going to go away, but, where it is on the calendar, you weren't getting some of the big names who were really kind of not necessarily burned out from being in Augusta, but, hey, I'm going to take a week off. And you had some names that were winning this tournament that were good golfers, but that weren't necessarily stars. And it was beginning to hurt what was a really cool event that used to have names like Watson and Nicklaus and Palmer win it, and we mentioned Bernhard Langer or Davis Love, who I think won it 4 or 5 times. Mm-hmm. People got used to the big names being here, and they worked really hard to make this one of the signature stops on tour, and you can see it paying dividends in these last few years. But it's pretty cool. But again, you got some pretty good pairings this week, and I wish Rory were here. He's been here a few times, but I get it. You got to do what you got to do. So we'll see Rory. As he said, probably getting rid of his hangover for the rest of the week, right?
So that's another thing too. We talk about like the difference of Scotty Scheffler and Rory. And, Scotty again played last year right after winning the Masters. Rory was like afterwards at the post game, at the post match or post tournament presser, was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be hungover." And Scheffler's like, "Yeah, I got to go home, take care of the kids, get the trash out, walk the dog."
That's right.
It's a whole different vibe when the winner is presser after getting that jacket.
Yeah, and again, when Scotty won in 24, he came down here the next week and won this thing. So pretty cool. Yeah, and JT won it last year, so who knows who gets it done this year? But looking forward to it, man. And I'm not going to lie, I see some really nice boats out on the Calabogie Sound right now, Terry Ford. So really, it's a nice day on the water over across the 18th green, man.
Nice. Did you take your boat?
No. It's still at Gunner's house. Yeah.
Hey Gunner, can I borrow your boat? I'll bring it back in like a week.
He's been taking care of it for me while I've been out. So.
Bill's a good guy.
Yeah. No. Yeah, there's a dude over here parasailing, and there's a dude in a kayak, and then there's a dude. I say a dude. There's people that are probably in a boat that cost more than like the GDP of some small countries. So how's that for you? A parasailer, a kayaker,
nice,
and a really nice yacht or.
I think you could get used to this life, Jay.
You know what? I'll be honest. Can I say this? And look, I like boats and I like the water. I don't think I would ever. I guess if I had like too much money, I'd probably get a boat. But but you got to, the thing about a boat, and anybody that's a boat owner knows this, because we used to have, when I was a kid growing up, my grandparents had them, and you got to take care of a boat. I mean, the fun of the boat is great, but you got to get the boat in the water. You got to have it prepped for the water. You got to get it back out of the water. I mean, you got to take care of a boat. And one of my best friend's dad, like, taking care of the boat was like the metaphor for life, and that was really part of like the eulogy that my friend and his brother gave at his funeral a couple of years ago, was like the boat as a metaphor for life. And it's not that I wouldn't want to take care of it, but honestly, Terry, I'd probably just like rent one or just like get on a big cruise ship and go places for that kind of money rather than have to worry about my own boat.
I tell you what, man, I remember, when I was young, I got that commandment of, you don't want to own a boat, you want a friend that owns a boat.
Yeah. And then you help them out. You get it clean and you hose it off at the end of the day or whatever.
You bring the food, the beer, or whatever. Yeah.
And if you went fishing, you help them get the fish guts off the floor and things like that, or any bait that slipped out. But I get it. I get it. But no, man. But no, listen. No, there's some. I can look across over here, and there are some very nice boats to my north. Let's put it that way.
I mean, I think you need to go over again. Act like you belong, Jay Phillips. Just walk up like it's your boat.
Just walk up on one.
Just walk up on one like you belong. Yeah,
sure.
That's all you got to do, brother.
Sure.
And you can pull this off. I've got a lot of confidence in you.
Frisk myself and go, oh, where's the key?
Crap.
I
hate when
I'll
I
just
do
sit
this.
here for a while.
Exactly. I'm just going to chill and wait for my supermodel girlfriend to get here with the key.
That's
just
right.
go sit down.
That's right. I don't know how many of these boats are golfer boats. I wouldn't know. I think one year they said, I forget, because like I think Tiger only played here once.
Okay.
I don't know if he had a boat back then. Yeah, I don't think he had a boat back then. He might have. I don't know. But I think that was like late 90s. But I imagine a couple of these boats. Like I think Greg Norman came here one time in his boat. Or one of his boats probably. So I don't know how many of these guys have boats that are, worthy of being docked over here by the lighthouse. But there's some nice ones. It's good for these people. Good for them. Good for them.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right. All right, we'll pop back in here. Shane Beamer talked to the media earlier today. We got some Shane cuts we'll fire up for you. We'll talk a little bit about Shane's final spring practice presser. A few good thoughts from Coach. We'll pop in.
You know what I'm most interested in hearing, because I haven't heard it yet, is the answer that Tyler cut out for us about questions that Shane expects from fans.
Interesting. Here it is. Matter of fact, we'll play that.
You want to play it right now?
We'll play it now. We'll play it coming back.
Okay.
We'll get it coming back. Basically, it's what tough questions will fans have as he tours the state. Remember, he goes through the state to all the different Gamecock clubs. So we will get. We'll play that. The answer to the question, what tough questions will fans have as Shane tours the state? We'll get to that next. We'll hear from Coach Beamer. That's next here on the post-game show. Jay in Hilton Head, Terry Ford and Jalen slumming it here in the studio in Columbia. We go till 6 here on the Game Network, at the Game TV Radio, on YouTube.
All my sports. The Game Network. 107.5 The Game in Columbia. 96.9 The Game in Charleston. 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. And 100.5 The Game in Florence. Gamecock fans, get ready for something new this season. Charleston now has a new station for Carolina sports talk. Dial in to 96.9 The Game on HD3. Head to 96.9 FM and on an HD radio, punch into HD Channel 3. You'll unleash live Carolina coverage you can listen to all day long. New on HD3. It's 96.9 The Game HD3, South Carolina's newest sports station.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at HerndonChevy.com.
Men's Clinic of South Carolina here for you. You're a guy. And it's just, you feel like the past and my prime is over. It's in the rearview mirror. This is just going downhill. This sucks. What can I do? Well, your first thing is to call 803-875-MENS. That's 803-875-MENS. You set up a free consultation with Dr. Dan and the folks at the Men's Clinic of South Carolina. You tell them your story. Whatever's going on with you, they'll do a low testosterone test for you, and they will then huddle up with you and put together a plan specifically designed for you to help you get back to being you again. But it starts with the phone call. 803-875-MENS. Set up that free confidential consultation. Start feeling like you again. Step one is to call and go see the folks at the Men's Clinic of South Carolina.
Sponsored by Castle Brothers Home Services. CastleBros.com.
Replacing your HVAC system doesn't have to be an emergency. Plan now, pay less later. For a limited time, get $1,500 off a new home comfort system, plus a free 2-year Comfort Club maintenance membership. Visit CastleBros.com.
This is Larry Leitner, owner and founder of Midstate Roofing, and for nearly 30 years, we've continued to be the proven leader in the roofing and waterproofing industry. Midstate Roofing's proven history is your assurance that our professionals at Midstate Roofing will provide the proper advice, service, and results to the needs of your facility in a manner both safe and pleasing to your operation. From high-rise to hospitals, manufacturing to industrial, Midstate Roofing designs and installs bonded systems with a protective guarantee that will keep your operation dry and running long into the future. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And this is Blake Leitner, reminding you to protect that roof with a maintenance contract. Call me today at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. That's midstateroofing.com.
You'll speak to an on-call technician after hours or a Midstate Roofing staff member during hours at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. And as always, tell them Midstate Twins.
If you have a leak, let Midstate Roofing take a peek.
Are you ready for a new Gamecock tee? At Gamecock Traditions, they've got the latest styles and deals that will make you do a double take. Right now, grab 2 tees for just $25. That's right, 2 for $25. Most places charge that for just 1. Want name brands? Champion tees are just 2 for $38. And you can mix or match men's, women's, or kids' styles. Small sizes all the way to triple extra large. Fresh designs, incredible prices. Always the Gamecock Traditions way. Lexington, Sand Hills Village, or online at GamecockTraditions.com. Don't wait, these deals won't last.
Worn tires make it harder to stop safely, and these Columbia roads don't help either. At Wetzel's Automotive, we carry a full range of top brand tires to keep you safe in every season. As your local auto shop, you'll always get personal service, expert installation, and free rotations with every purchase. We make sure your tires are mounted, balanced, and aligned the right way so you drive with confidence. We'll take care of everything you need in one stop without the runaround you get at big box stores. Visit us at 2017 Augusta Road in West Columbia or online at wetzelsauto.com.
Hey, Trip Limehouse here. Do you want to win the game of retirement? I bet so. Well, there's key components that are necessary to do just that. Think about how coaches have playbooks for the team. Hey, you're in the right place at Limehouse Financial. We will give you a retirement playbook so that you go all the way, score big, win, and enjoy the retirement of your dreams. All you need to do is dial pound 250 and use keyword retirement. Again, that's pound 250, keyword retirement.
Everybody loves streaming till you have to pay for it. Just download the 107.5 The Game app and stream us for free.
The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 107.5 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Post-game show. Terry Ford, Jay Phillips hanging out at Hilton Head, getting ready for the Heritage. Time to hear some Shane Beamer, coach, his final presser for the spring. And coach talking to the media. Let's get to the one you were discussing real quick, Jay. The one about... I'm
just doing it to cheat.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah. That way, the next time we have him on, I'll just know what to ask in advance.
It's interesting. He basically is talking about the questions he will get as he roams the state. It's cut 12, I believe, Jalen. Go ahead and hit that.
I don't know, Coach, we going to be any better this year? I mean, I don't know. I get the tough questions at home, too. We were walking around the Masters Sunday, and like I said, there were tons of Gamecock fans that were coming up, and were very, 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 very nice. And my son was with me, and he stopped me, and he's like, do they know you went 4-8 last season? So I don't think there's any question that I'm going to get at a Gamecock club that's going to be any harder than what I get at home. But I say that in all seriousness, Phil. Everyone that we're all disappointed about last season, nobody more so than myself. But everyone that I saw this past weekend, I'm sure there were people that didn't speak that were cussing me as I walked by and calling me a bum. I get it. That's just the job I signed up for. But everyone that we saw in Augusta and anyone that I've come in contact with really since the end of last season has been nothing but amazing and positive. And I love the passion of our fans. That's why I can't wait to get out to some of these Gamecock Club events and see and feel and hear their passion. And I'd rather coach at a place where you have passionate fans that ask you hard questions and whatnot than a place where they don't care. And they care here, and I'm very, very passionate about getting us to where we need to be, and that's competing for championships, and proud to get out on the road and represent this program and this university and be able to talk about that on the road next week or when we get out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, look, you went 4-8.
He's not a bum, is he? He's not a bum.
Not a bum.
No.
I mean, you're 4-8. You're going to get called a bum and worse. It's the nature of the beast, right? I mean,
yeah.
Shane understands that. I mean, he went through the 5-7 year. That was very disappointing. Not as disappointing as this past one because there was even more expectation this past year than that year. But still, look, it's part of the territory. Guys, we see social media. We know the things that people are called when they're not successful. We get it, right? We understand. Yeah. And Shane understands it. But the year before, when they almost made the college football playoff, they're ready to give him a statue. Some people, right? Give him a contract extension. Give him whatever he wants. Do this, do that. Name the stadium after him. What the hell? It's just the nature of the beast. Look, this has always been around our whole lives, but now with social media and the internet and everybody can just get their thought and opinion out there no matter how drunk they are or sober. I mean, people say stuff, right? Shane knows that. It's part of the deal, man. It's just that's life.
Well, on that note, Jalen, if we could cut to, because I think this kind of goes along with it, maybe helps Shane answer some of the questions. Shane asked about, let's face it, a lot of turnover in the coaching staff, a lot of new in terms of players coming in, whether they're freshmen or transfers. Shane was asked about the goals that they set ahead of spring ball and what they did and did not accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you've got as many new coaches, I think just acclimating those guys, David, and learning a new system defensively, offensively, new coaches coming in offensively, Deion Barnes, new on defense. From a goal for me was just those guys acclimating to how we do things, and in particular on offense, installing a new system and how we go from there, or how it goes from there. And I thought that was really, really good. I think we hit on that and like the work that we got done from an installation standpoint and where we are offensively. Really, really pleased with that. I think our players would tell you the same thing. Certainly we've got a battle going on right now from a field goal kicker competition and try to create some situations. We got a lot of kicks in practice, don't get me wrong, but we try and create a lot of situations within a 2-minute drive or situational football where maybe it ends in a pressure kick. And few of the days that we had those planned that didn't quite end in a pressure kick for whatever reason. Maybe the offense scored a touchdown, or maybe the defense kept them out of field goal range during a 2-minute drive. So would have liked to have gotten, a few more kicks in those type situations. But overall, I thought we accomplished a lot and attacked a lot of those goals that we needed to see going into the spring.
Again, I don't know, Terry, that a spring game gives us a lot more, if any more, clarity, and we didn't have a spring game this year. Again, for those who don't recall, just because of the construction at Williams-Brice, couldn't get fans in there and didn't want to have have it anywhere else. But I think you and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago after some interesting answers from Shane about where things were with the offense. I just don't know that we're going to learn a lot until Carolina has played a couple of ball games and you get those early games to, again, get your feet wet. I'd still rather play Miami than Towson or whoever they're going to play to start the year. That's just me. And I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there going, "Shut up, man." But
not to interrupt you really quick, but I'll interrupt you. Let me ask you a question though, because you say that, and I don't disagree with you. But isn't that from more of a mindset of I'm not confident enough in this football team to play those games? I'd rather play Towson because I know I'm going to get a win than play a team I could lose to because I'm not confident enough in the football program to win those type of games that you talk about all the time. You know what I'm saying?
From that faction of fans?
Yes, that's what that's the whole thing, right?
I think so. I do. I do think that. Maybe not all of them that feel that way, but yes, I think a lot of them do think. Well, why would you want to play a game that you know you're going to lose? And I just come back around to, how do I know I'm going to lose if I hadn't played the game? I know what Miami was about last year, and maybe they're in a place where they're overachieving, but I also know that they lose a lot of the players that made them great. And I know Carolina still has – listen, Carolina went toe-to-toe with Alabama. Carolina went toe-to-toe with A&M. Carolina was a score down late into the game against Louisiana State. I mean, this team wasn't as wretched as it may seem for the record. If all you see is the record, I get it. And I'm not here to make excuses either, Terry. You got to – listen, I think more than anything what Carolina didn't do last year was have enough horses to run the race. They couldn't run the football. The receiving corps never really caught on, and nobody could block for Lenora Sellers. You got to have the team that can do it late, and Shane has lamented the fact that Carolina couldn't get it done in the fourth quarter. But to come back around to my point, look, you get the first couple of games of the season now. You're not going to play Miami. You're going to step down and play whomever. Who's the other game? I'm sorry. I honest to God, don't even remember.
Kent State and then Towson.
Okay, thank you. So, you better win those. And then is it Kentucky, Jalen?
Mississippi State at home.
Mississippi State to open the season. Okay, Mississippi State. And again, after that, it's 10 straight, 9 in conference and Clemson. So, you get those first couple to get your feet wet, and then you jump in. In terms of goals being met, it's like I say almost every year, Terry, no matter what. Ask me around Halloween. I'll let you know how they're doing.
Right. Look, I just feel this way, and I understand fans, and I understand this will be my fifth football season, and the two times that this fan base was really, really excited with expectation. One was more locally than nationally, but the other, everybody was in. Locally, nationally, people on Mars and Venus. I mean, everybody was in on South Carolina last year, right? And both of those years have been monumental disappointments. I understand the feeling of a fan base. I get it. But for me, I'll be honest with you, man, and I could totally lose my mind, and we can save this and we can all make fun of me later. I think the biggest stumbling block and hurdle for this football program to take a step to winning consistently, I think it's been hopefully answered with Kendall Briles. You and I have sat here, Jay, and talked about this bleeping offense over and over again for how long?
For a while. I mean, I think Dowell had something going, but Dowell left to be a head coach.
Right.
I'd like to know what it might have looked like if Dowell had the continuity that Clayton's had.
And no offense, I mean, Kendall's got a hell of a better resume as a college OC than Dowell. So I think that
Dowell talked about learning from Kendall in college, right?
Right, exactly. So I think you brought in a real dude who's been successful, has a resume, knows how to run a high-powered college offense, has done it with a dual-threat type quarterback like Lenoris. I just think the biggest stumbling block we've seen in our 5 years doing this together has been consistency on offense, specifically offensive line. And I just think if again, just saying, I think for me, just watching this as the observer I am, I have more hope in this offense going into this year than I've had because we've always had question marks at OC, Jay, you and I. Always had question marks.
Right.
And I just don't think the question mark is there like we've had in the past with Kendall Briles.
No, you've got a proven guy now, but do you have, I'll say it again, do you have the horses to run the race?
Well, the biggest question, look, you want to say it with me? Offensive line.
Yeah. Again, well, what was my thing last year? Almost every week. I don't care if Bill Walsh is calling your plays. If you can't block, the play blows up, and it doesn't matter.
Well, remember,
and I'm gonna.
I've been so scarred in my short time, in my 5 years. My biggest concern going into last year was the offensive line, because it's been my biggest concern every year, I think.
Right.
It's just the way it's been, man. And that's your point.
For me, interestingly enough, last year I was like, no, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be linebacker, and then linebacker ends up being just fine, and they couldn't block. So I was wrong.
So again, going back to my point, and going back to Shane, what he's going to hear. He's going to hear questions about Kendall Briles, and questions about the offensive line, and questions about bouncing back from 4-8, and what went wrong. You can now make right. All that stuff. I mean, heck, it's stuff everybody's been asking him, from you and me to the media. I don't think it's anything new, right?
No. There's not much new to ask.
No,
right?
It really isn't.
Again, Coach, can you block? Everything is a derivative from that. Can you block?
That's what it's going to be, right? Hey, by the way,
it's one of those memes. Yes, how is Lenoris? How are the receivers? How are the running backs? If the answer is no, then it's like, all right, well, what do we do now?
But you know what, my man? I'm not going to lie to you. I've never spent so much time talking about offensive lines in my entire life.
Yeah. Well, they got to get it right.
Well, that's the key to the whole thing. It's the key to the whole thing. Because you talk about horses. You got a quarterback with a hell of a lot of potential. We saw how good he could play 2 years ago. You got two wide receivers coming back you like. You got a guy from Purdue. If he can actually catch the ball, he can make stuff happen. You got
a great name.
Yeah, I love his name, Nitro Tuggle.
Nitro.
You can't suck with that name. At tight end,
Nitro Tuggle, man. He's going to leave and go WWE, and he doesn't have to change his name.
I was thinking the same thing. He could be WWE champion.
Can't trademark it. Can't do anything with that name.
I mean, just they've got a veteran at tight end in Hunt. You got again running back. There's some interesting pieces there at running back. I think, to your question, horses are there if your offensive line can just be solid.
Yeah,
just solid.
And like you and I said, you don't need that offensive line to be top 20 in the country. It just can't be bottom 10. It needs to. If it's in the middle, if it's in the 50s, 60s, I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can't have it be number 130.
No. And I will come back here, hear more from Shane talking about leadership, which is something we've talked about a lot too, Jay, this offseason.
Yep.
That'll be next. Our buddy Jay Phillips from Hilton Head. Jalen's here. Terry Ford. It's a post-game show on the Game Network, and at the Game TV Radio on YouTube.
Wow, what a play. The Game Network. Columbia, Charleston, Florence, and Myrtle Beach.
South Carolina men's head basketball coach Lamont Paris is coming back next year, and Coach Paris has to fill out his roster, so the transfer portal will be vital to success in 2026-27.
All this isn't about just NIL. I think there are a lot of components to putting a team together. How do pieces fit together? What does a player play? The fashion and style of ball that you would like roles are important.
And the Game will dig into every player. Even what they ate in elementary school. On your home of everything Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game and the Game Network.
Oh, it's my turn to talk about golf. We got a big tournament coming up in May. Big tournament. It's going to be fun. You want to see some of the future PGA Tour members starting their careers off right here in Columbia. It's the Korn Ferry Tour, May 14th to the 17th. Wood Creek Golf Club. Not only get to see the future stars of the PGA Tour, you also, afterwards, get to party and have fun. Very family-friendly atmosphere, but a good time. You have got post-round concert series, Prettier Than Matt on Thursday, Root Doctors on Friday, Larry Fleet Saturday, kids 15 and under get in free, military members get in free, college students get in free. Go to coloniallifecc.com to get more info. Against May 14th through 17th, coloniallifecc.com for more info. future of PGA golf and have a good time with some post-tournament parties. Again, that is coming up May 14th through the 17th, coloniallifecc.com.
Fun fact, did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor and call a Groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Mount Valley Foundation Services, a Groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
If your lawnmower sat all winter, you're running out of time to get it ready for spring. Now for a limited time, Cato's Power Equipment is offering special spring service pricing with push more tune-ups starting at $100 and zero-turn services starting as low as $200. Let Cato's get your equipment tuned up and ready for the mowing season ahead. Need help getting your mower to us? Pickup and delivery starts at just $50. Don't wait. Call or stop by Cato's Power Equipment today and get your mower ready before the grass takes over. Visit catospowerequipment.com.
The cost of grad school keeps climbing, and for many, scholarships and stipends don't cover everything. That's where we come in. South Carolina Student Loan has been helping grad students bridge the gap between tuition and reality for years. Whether it's covering classes, books, housing, or other educational expenses, we're here to help. And since we're a not-for-profit, we offer competitive rates to make funding grad school easier. Get the support you need for grad school today at scstudentloan.org.
Attention music fans, the 3rd annual Meeting Street Music Fest is happening April 17th and 18th in West Columbia. This award-winning 2-day festival features 11 incredible bands, including national headliner Sugar Ray, plus amazing food, drinks, and fun, and it's completely free. Join us Friday from 6 to 8 at the West Columbia Amphitheater and Saturday from 3 to 9 along Meeting Street. Make it a weekend getaway and experience one of the Southeast's fastest-growing music festivals. Learn more at meetingstreetmusicfest.com. That's meetingstreetmusicfest.com.
Hate paying for streaming? Well, the 107.5 The Game app is free. Yes, free. Just download the 107.5 The Game app. It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
We have the Schroeder's Traffic Report here on 107.5 The Game. We have just one accident currently right now in Richland County on Taylor Street at Assembly Street to report. And the rest is just long-term road construction. If you need to seek an alternative route, heading home from work, please do so immediately. Make sure you're paying attention. Have your seatbelt on and no texting and driving. And just, pay attention. We have more sound reaction from Coach Beamer at his press conference coming up here on 107.5 The Game.
The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 107.5 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Postgame show. Jay hanging at Hilton Head for the Heritage. Jalen and Terry hanging in Columbia. By the way, I know where the spare key in Jay for Jay's house is. No one's home. Just saying, Jalen.
Under his rug.
Party time. Party time at the Phillips house.
In the hole beside the mailbox.
And my man's got some beverages. He hasn't had a chance to drink yet because, he's kind of, been semi-retired.
You can enjoy those.
You know what? We can enjoy them for him. We'll send him some pictures.
I'll drink some water. How about that?
I appreciate you guys looking out for me.
You know what we're doing, Jay? We're house sitting. We're house sitting for you.
Make sure the dogs don't go crazy.
That's right. We're here to help, bro. We're just here to help you.
That's right.
All right. Shane Beamer talking to the media today. A lot of different things Shane discussed. And let's get this one in here. And I was going to get to the whole thing about leadership and things of that nature. But I want to get to this thing about Dylan Stewart, because obviously this is very important. Dylan Stewart did not play in the spring, did not practice in the spring, I should say. And because obviously the goal is to get him ready for when it matters. Let's get cut 4 here, Jalen. Shane talking about Dylan Stewart's recovery process.
Yeah, continue to just get well with his injury. It's one of those that just needs rest right now. Kind of the same thing I told you guys a few weeks ago. He just needs to rest. There's not like we, send him to a doctor and he makes a couple adjustments and he's good to go, or he jumps right back in the weight room. He really just needs to rest. So that's the plan for him right now. He'll be doing that, rest while getting better. He was out doing some things on the field this morning, and I was, walking with him out there on the field, just talking, myself and Derek Moore. But the thing for him is just resting, getting well, to be able to do the things he needs to do when we come back at the end of May to start summer school, to then put himself in position to go have the 2026 season that he and we want him to have.
So very simple. You just got to get him ready because he's quite vital and important to the to the one-loss record. And look, would you love to have him in the spring practicing? Sure. But look, he's been in Clayton's defense. This will be his third year in Clayton's defense. He knows the defense. He gets it. So that's not an issue. The issue is just and remember, this started at the end of last year, Jay. He wasn't healthy at the end of last season. And he did miss a game. He wasn't 100%. We would watch the game. We even talked about it, remember? You can tell he's not 100%. So you want to get him 100% ready to rock and roll when it matters to kick this thing off. So whatever you got to do between now and late August, it's okay. Just get him ready to prop him on the field and let him take off and hurt people.
Look, I don't have a problem with guys missing spring ball, especially veteran guys. I think you nailed it. If this had been a new defense or some new schemes and terminology, look, he'll learn those things regardless. He can be in the film room and he can, again, he's not in a coma.
Right.
He can get out there and walk around and he can be a part of the team. He's just not doing the heavy physical lifting, if you will. That said, Terry, to your point about getting ready for August, I also don't have a problem. And hear me out, I don't have a problem with guys, I wouldn't say being selfish, but what I mean is Dylan Stewart has the capability to be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. I'm not projecting that he will or predicting that he will based on how last season ended. I don't know that a lot of guys that might be doing mocks right now would have him there. But if he goes out and has an all-SEC / All-American type season with what he provides, with his speed, with his agility, with his length, NFL teams drool over that kind of stuff. And if he can show it in 2026, he will vault up the draft charts. There's no doubt in my mind that an elite edge rusher with that kind of speed. And, we saw it with Clowney here before. So we've seen, and Dylan knows that. You can be the number one pick in the draft out of this defense, out of this school, obviously out of this conference. So my point being, how much of that is in him? Not just to be successful for South Carolina and to help South Carolina get back to contending like they did 2 years ago for a playoff spot, but how much is it matters to him to be like, I want to be a top 10 pick. Maybe I want to be a top 5 pick. Again, is he going to be the number 1 pick? Probably not. It's going to be a hell of a year for quarterbacks next year. So, but can he be a top 10 pick? I think he can. But he's going to have the year for it. If he has another year like last year, then he won't get picked that highly. And ultimately a team will go, whew, we dodged that bullet. We got him for cheap. But if he does have that kind of year, I can see him being someone that teams are just, fighting each other for. So, again, selfishness in a good way, can be a big motivator. So I hope people understand what I'm saying, that I mean that as a positive. What kind of year does he want to have, not only for himself and for his team, but for his future?
I mean, this is the year. You're exactly right. Look,
This is it. He ain't coming back for a 4th year.
No,
this is it.
This is it. And look, here's the thing. All right, let's play the fun game, you and I. Let's say that this upcoming season he played like he did in his sophomore year, which he wasn't as good as his freshman year if you look at just sack totals, right? And so, but he was better against the run. He still was chasing around quarterbacks. He still showed, scouts and NFL folks the same physical traits he showed his freshman year, Jay, he'd still go top 10. You know what I'm saying? He would still go top 10, even though last year wasn't as good as his freshman year. Scouts are drooling over his physical abilities and his upside and his high ceiling. So, to your point,
and he puts up the PFF numbers, right? Like you and I talk about.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not the trading card stats; it's the PFF numbers.
And that's my point. I mean, he was better against the run than his freshman year, which shows growth and maturity. He wasn't as good in the pass rush because, my God, I mean, when you're getting quadruple teamed and they're chipping you and everything else, they're basically saying you're the one guy that's not going to hit our quarterback. Some of those basic numbers are going to go down. They just are. But even last year, where it might not have been as good as his freshman year, I guarantee you scouts would have still taken him in the top 10, no worse than the top 15 of the draft because of his physical gifts. He is massively gifted, just physically.
Yeah.
And naturally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So
again,
to your point,
then turn that into again to agree with you, and then to take what I was saying, have that big year, and turn it into top 5, turn it into a potential top 3 or some such. I mean, it's there for elite edge guys. It's there for them to make that kind of money immediately. Relative to your point, which is true about getting that second contract. That second contract, listen, when a top 5, top 10 pick gets his second contract, his great-grandchildren are set for life.
That's when it's not Dylan Stewart, it's the Stewart family that becomes generationally wealthy. Absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? Really quick, because we got to get ready to go. The key to this is 2 words: Caleb Herring, who supposedly had a really good spring. Remember, he had 5 sacks part-time at Tennessee last year. A lot of folks think he'll be the starting edge, opposite of Dylan Stewart. If Caleb Herring could be anywhere close to what Kyle Kennard was, let's say 85% of what Kyle Kennard was, how much of that does that unlock Dylan Stewart?
Yeah, sign me up, man.
So
again, people sometimes forget that Devin Taylor was on the other side of JD. That was fun to watch, man, because Devin was a hell of a college. I mean, he was good in the pros, but he was a hell of a college lineman.
Yep. So again, if you can get that kind of production on the guy across from you, that'll just help you if you're Dylan Stewart. So that's another key to this whole thing. All right, we'll pop back in here. We got a little Jay or Nay as Jay Phillips live from Hilton Head, hanging out there on the deck, watching the ships, stealing stuff from the suite next door.
I just watched a triple decker go by, man.
That's just.
I don't know how much those boats cost, but
Jay is just living his best life right now.
Probably can't rent one by the hour for.
Oh man.
Anyway.
All right, Jay or Nay next here on the Postgame Show on the Game Network, at the Game TV Radio and YouTube.
All my sports. The Game Network. 107.5 The Game in Columbia. 96.9 The Game in Charleston. 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. And 100.5 The Game in Florence.
Since that win at Clemson by the Gamecocks, things haven't gone well. And when things don't go well, it's time to look back on the days when things were well. Yeah. Let's spin back to the good old days on the Game Network.
The Gamecocks are making history in Cleveland. They'll be the 10th team, the 5th program to go undefeated and win the national championship. They will avenge their loss to Iowa from last year. The clock ticks down. 2 seconds to play. Celebration in Cleveland. Perfection wears garnet and black. Game over.
Gamecocks are in the Final Four.
Now that's some good feels right there. From 107.5 The Game and the Game Network.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The NBA play-in tournament begins tonight with the Heat and the Hornets, followed by the Trailblazers and the Suns. Tomorrow, you've got the Magic and the 76ers, and then the Warriors take on the Clippers. My question still remains, does this add anything to the playoffs or just water them down? We know that these teams are, for the most part, just cannon fodder for the higher seeds. Let's be honest, all the play-in does is help the owners get a couple more home games at the end of the year. I'm Adam Abdallah.
This is the story of the one.
As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft chews, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, girl.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft chews, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, girl.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 107.5 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube. Let's do some Jay or Nay. It's the Postgame Show on the Game Network.
Oh, you know, Jay or Nay in here. As Jay hangs out in Hilton Head. All right, here's what we're going to do.
All right.
They're going to be a little different than usual, Jay or Nay. And there's a couple things. We're going to get a little heritage golf, Jay or Nay.
Is this good or bad? Is this good or bad? Why do I have a feeling this is going to be ambush, Jay or Nay?
You know, you're paranoid. Is he paranoid, Jalen?
I don't know.
He's paranoid.
I guess the spotted cat
just know
spooked
Terry.
him.
You know,
It gave him some bad juju.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? I'm telling you. All right, here we go. Little Jay or Nay.
Come back around.
I'll make this painless. You know, if you weren't, I guess, you know, because I'm older and I have a bit of a heart as my old age, and because, you know, you are still rehabbing, I don't want to, I won't ambush you. I'll wait for about a few more months when you're almost of, full health.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
See, look at me. I've got a heart.
Yes.
I'll milk that for all.
All right. These are more Q&As than Jay or Nays. Favorite restaurant to eat at Hilton Head?
Oh, wow. Well, we're going to one tonight that's one of my favorites. It's I was telling you, it's not full-on French restaurant because it's in Hilton Head, but it's French-inspired Southern food. It's called Chez Georges, and it is fantastic, and I already know what I'm going to have because they make the most amazing duck there. I have had it multiple times, and I am going to get that again tonight. So Chez Georges is my favorite down here. We love that place, my wife and I.
Now we're talking about not the rehabbing Jay Phillips, but the Jay Phillips in the past. Favorite beverage at Hilton Head?
Well, as you know, Terry, I'm basically a beer drinker. I don't really drink. I've never been a big liquor drinker, regardless of anything going on in my life. I like beer and I like red wine. But I have come to enjoy the transfusion, which I know is like a pretty simple golf course beverage. But I got to tell you, if I ask them to make it with a little less vodka, it's actually a really nice drink to have, like kind of just tooling around the course. And sometimes the bartenders look at me like, why do you want less vodka in it? And I'm basically like, well, because I don't want to fall asleep at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever.
Who's the guy up against the tree snoring?
Yeah, so. But I do like a transfusion. I always have enjoyed a margarita. But listen, man, you know me, Terry. You know me now. Give me an excellent craft IPA, and I'm in good shape.
All right, Jay.
But I do like but they make a lot. They make a really good transfusion down at the Calabogie Club here at the course. So I'm down with that.
Jay or nay? Well, really not Jay or nay. Just Q&A. Jay or nay?
Okay.
Your favorite golfer you've ever followed at the Heritage?
At the Heritage,
yes.
Wow. God, I might have to go back. I did it when I was younger. It was always fun to watch Davis Love when I was in college, around that time, because he was winning a bunch of them then. Got to see Nick Faldo. Of course, I saw Faldo at the Masters as well. I got to tell you, of late, who's been really fun to follow here is. Like Justin Thomas has been really fun to follow at this tournament. Of course, he won last year, but he's just a fun guy to watch. But I'll go old school and say Davis Love from my youth, from
Davis
my younger
Love
days,
from your youth.
Because he was just, he owned this tournament, man, for a long time. He kept winning this thing, and that was kind of cool, that he just kept coming here after the Masters and just kept winning,
Jay, all right, give us your experience the first time you ever went.
Oh man!
How old were you?
I was actually in college. I was a freshman in college the first time I came down here. My mom had come a bunch, and I had never come down here, and I finally did. And now I've been back. I don't know how many times. I love coming down here now. And I was almost one of those things like, why didn't you come before? Maybe I just didn't have the opportunities. I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of remember, like, kind of getting the lay of the land the first time. And I guess that was spring of 90. Yeah, spring of 90 was the first time I came. I'm trying to remember if Davis won that year or not, now that I think about it, Terry. But, I had been down here to play golf before. I had played Shipyard over at the Marriott Resort. Which is the only time I've really played a bit, because my family didn't come to Hilton Head a lot when I was growing up. We were Garden City people, so we didn't come down here a bunch. I had a buddy who had a place down here, but yeah, I don't know. I was, let's put it this way, Terry. I was a freshman in college. I'll let you fill in the blanks.
Exactly. All right, my man, go take a nap, enjoy the course, go steal some
thanks,
booze.
y'all.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right, bud, we'll see you. Good work. Jay Phillips from Hilton Head. We'll come back here. 5 o'clock news, sponsored by Integrated Media here on the Postgame Show. Terry Ford, Jalen hanging out, producing the show. We'll do this till 6 on the game.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at herndonchevy.com.
Hey, y'all, Jay Phillips for AAA Heating and Air. Listen, one of the great things about South Carolina weather is it's usually not very cold, but it can also go hot, cold, warm, all in the space of a week or so, right? Well, you can beat the seasons with AAA Heating and Air. All right, here's what you do. You call them up, 803-677-1500. Get them in for an estimate. Get them in for an inspection. If you don't know how long it's been since you've even had your system checked, then it'd be a great time to do it. If you're ready for a new system, Roy and Dana Finley can hook you up with some fantastic opportunities, including guaranteed financing and a 15-year parts and labor guarantee. So do what I've done, do what our good friend Bill Gunner has done, and many of your friends and neighbors. Stay nice and comfortable all the time. And tell them we sent you. 803-677-1500, AAA Heating and Air.
Sponsored by SC Education Lottery. Did you know that since 2002, more than 2.8 million lottery-funded scholarships such as the Life, Hope, and Palmetto Fellow scholarships have been awarded to South Carolina students? Playing for fun is a win for education. Visit sceducationlottery.com/educationwins for more information.
BOGO is back at iMart Express.
Come on. Okay.
Right now, for a limited time only, new customers can buy their first pair of glasses and get a second pair free. Plus, with eye exams available and same-day glasses, you'll never miss a moment. It's the kind of savings and service you can really get used to.
Okay.
Find a location near you at imartexpress.com to shop our BOGO event today and see everything we have in store for you. iMart Express. Get glasses. Go see.
This is Larry Leitner, owner and founder of Midstate Roofing. And for nearly 30 years, we've continued to be the proven leader in the roofing and waterproofing industry. Midstate Roofing's proven history is your assurance that our professionals at Midstate Roofing will provide the proper advice, service, and results to the needs of your facility in a manner both safe and pleasing to your operation. From high-rise to hospitals, manufacturing to industrial, Midstate Roofing designs and installs bonded systems with a protective guarantee that will keep your operation dry and running long into the future. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And this is Blake Leitner, reminding you to protect that roof with a maintenance contract. Call me today at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. That's midstateroofing.com.
You'll speak to an on-call technician after hours or a Midstate Roofing staff member during hours at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. And as always, tell them Midstate Twins.
If you have a leak, let Midstate Roofing take a peek.
Everybody loves streaming till you have to pay for it. Just download the 107.5 The Game app and stream us for free. It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
Quick check on the traffic. Got some stop and go going 26 westbound between Sunset Boulevard, St. Andrews Road. That's between exits 110 and 106. Also, road construction, 77 southbound between exit 65 and 62. A couple accidents in Richland, I-77 north, slow traffic, I-77 northbound between exits 98 and 13. And then we do have an accident, Taylor Street at Assembly Street in Columbia.
Gamecocks, 107.5 The Game, WNKT Eastover, Columbia, a Cumulus media station. Checking out what's up in the world of sports.
This just in, breaking news is breaking out everywhere.
The 5 o'clock news on the Postgame show.
If you're just joining us, I'm covering some breaking news. You know news is breaking because I'm telling you so, and I might touch my earpiece like this.
Sponsored by Integrated Media, Columbia's premier home theater and security experts for over 20 years. On the Game Network and on 107.5, the Game app.
Time to hit the 5 o'clock news, sponsored by Integrated Media. Here on the Postgame show. Terry Ford, Jalen's here producing our little get-together as we roll up until 6. All right, we'll talk more about this in the Gamecock Notebook, but South Carolina, Davidson tonight, 6:15 pregame, 6:30 first pitch. Here on the Game in Columbia and our affiliate in Myrtle Beach. Again, 6:15, our coverage gets started here on the Game. Again, Davidson, I believe, winners of 6 in a row on the season. In conference overall, 9-6, 18-15. They have, if you look at their stats as a team, they don't really overly impress you, whether it's pitching or offense. Just if you look at it, just basic. But if you put it into the Atlantic 10, like for example, team batting. You look at the team batting stats. Davidson is third in the league in batting average, fifth in runs scored out of 12 teams. Don't hit many home runs. They've only got 30 on the year. That's near the bottom half of the Atlantic 10. And slugging percentage, not very high. But if you look at the rest of the Atlantic 10, it's better than you would think at .419. On base percentage, though, at almost 400, which they're second in the league in on base percentage. So they get on base. They do. They don't steal a ton of bags, but they do get on base. Above average offensively when you look at the Atlantic 10. Pitching-wise is where Davidson has a ton of problems. Out of 12 teams in the conference, they are 11th in ERA. Their team ERA is 7.38. Yeah, 7.38. I've been on slow-pitch softball teams who have better ERAs, just saying. That is an ERA. That's a hefty ERA. So your thought process is, if you look at stats, Davidson is a team, they get on base, they probably work some counts. They'll walk a bit. Above average when it comes to runs scored in conference play and batting average. Don't hit a lot of home runs. Don't steal a lot of bases. But their pitching is an issue for them. It just is. Again, 7.38 team ERA. Home runs allowed, they lead the league in home runs allowed. So maybe South Carolina can go yard. Maybe we'll give away our money in the Crescent Construction Grand Slam contest.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that, Jalen. We're up to $500 now, man.
That's a great idea.
I mean, they give up home runs. They've given up 43 this year, which is the most in the Atlantic 10. That's a little behind the curtain there on Davidson team-wise for tonight's game. Is South Carolina, of course, sweeping Missouri over the weekend, looking to make it 4 in a row. And again, 6:15, everything gets rolling tonight. Shane Beamer talked to the media. We'll play more of that in the Gamecock notebook at 5:15. We will throw you a quick cut, though. We want to thank our buddy Tyler Head for cutting up these for us today. Let's get this one real quick. I want to take cut one. Let's get cut two, Jalen. Goals for the spring, and were they accomplished now that spring practice is over? Cut two from Shane Beamer.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you've got as many new coaches, I think just acclimating those guys, David, and learning a new system defensively, offensively, new coaches coming in offensively. Dion Barnes, new on defense. From a goal for me was just those guys acclimating to how we do things, and in particular on offense, installing a new system and how we go from there, or how it goes from there. And I thought that was really, really good. I think we hit on that and like the work that we got done from an installation standpoint and where we are offensively. Really, really pleased with that. I think our players would tell you the same thing. Certainly we've got a battle going on right now from a field goal kicker competition and try to create some situations. We got a lot of kicks in practice, don't get me wrong, but we try and create a lot of situations within a 2-minute drive or situational football where maybe it ends in a pressure kick. And few of the days that we had those planned that didn't quite end in a pressure kick for whatever reason. Maybe the offense scored a touchdown, or maybe the defense kept them out of field goal range during a 2-minute drive. So would have liked to have gotten, a few more kicks in those type situations. But overall, I thought we accomplished a lot and attacked a lot of those goals that we needed to see going into the spring.
So, I mean, look, we're going to be real. Shane's not going to get up and say, David, we didn't accomplish crap. Of course not. But, what you hope for and what Shane talked about is you got ahead of the game in installing a new offense. And, you have a new offensive coordinator getting acclimated to his talent, and the talent getting acclimated to the offensive coordinator. You also got what might be an entire offense. Well, 4/5 of the offensive line could be transfer portal guys. So you got to get those guys. I mean, it was the old saying, one set of eyes, 5 guys, one set of eyes. You got to get them acclimated. You got to get them to where they're communicating. They're all moving the way you need them to move. And things of that nature. You did add Nitro Tuggle at wide receiver. You've got a lot of stuff in that running back room. Even guys who have come back got to learn, again, a new offense, a new run game scheme. So a lot of things on offense that you've got to figure out. That's really the deal. Clayton White's defense is Clayton White's defense.
Yep.
That's not as much of a thing. Now, you're going to have some new starters in defensive backfield. Yes. You're going to have a new starter at edge. Sure. But you do also have some returnees on the defensive line. Your entire linebacker crew's coming back. You do have a couple of pieces left from the defensive backfield. So defense, it's farther along, obviously, just because of the stability from Clayton White and the guys who are here. You do have some new ones, but you do have some guys. Offensively, everything's new because you're learning a new offense. But here's the good news. Kendall Browse knows what the hell he's doing. That's the good news. So in the spring, you're just hoping you got this thing going to the point of where you feel good coming out of the spring, laying the groundwork of a new offense, and then you can really get cooking once you get to the summer. So that's kind of where you're at. All right, around the that's our we'll get more to that in the Gamecock Notebook with Shane. Also, we'll get more to baseball with the pitching matchups and things of that nature. And we'll get to the WNBA draft. If you missed it, Raven Johnson, Medina Okot both go in the first round. And after that, Latson went in the second round. And we'll get more into that coming back. But 3 Gamecocks went in the first 2 rounds of the draft last night, WNBA draft. By the way, UCLA, all 5 starters went in the first round.
Yes,
6
made history.
Overall. 6 UCLA Bruins were drafted overall, 5 in the first round. That beat UConn's record.
From 2009.
So here's the thing really quick.
No, 01, excuse me.
Yes, losing to UCLA stunk. Losing in the manner South Carolina did stunk. But when you see their entire starting 5 gets drafted in the first round, you go, okay, they're pretty good. They're a pretty good crew.
Yeah.
And a veteran crew. And a team was in the Final Four last year. And this doesn't make you feel better, but they had a ton of talent. They lost 1 game all year, and they avenged that loss in the Final Four. Again, 5 starters go in the first round of the draft, ton of veterans. It felt like the perfect storm just got together on you. And then South Carolina shot the ball not very well. That didn't help either. But UCLA with 5 starters, all going in the first round of the WNBA draft last night. We'll get more into that about what happened with South Carolina in the Gamecock Notebook at 5:15. All right, ex-Michigan coach Sharon Moore gets probation for misdemeanors. Of course, Moore was sentenced to 18 months probation, fined just over $1,000 Tuesday. 2 misdemeanors stemming from that incident at the apartment of a staff member who he had engaged in an inappropriate relationship with. Moore pleaded no contest to trespassing and malicious use of telecommunications device involving a domestic relationship in exchange for dropping the more serious charges, including a felony. Again, a guy who I don't think had any priors, if I remember. This is one of those things where he gets 18 months probation. Basically, don't act like that again. And you can move on with your life. At the end of the day, his coaching career, it's going to take a bit to get that restarted. Look, everybody deserves a second chance, obviously. Moore, there were some issues with his tenure at Michigan more than just this situation. So we'll see what happens with Sharon Moore moving forward. But again, we say this all the time. Some people just can't read the room, man. You are the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. You have made it in your career. And once again, you didn't make smart decisions. And look, I'm never going to be the morality police ever. Nobody's perfect. I sure the heck am not perfect. But you're the head football coach at Michigan. You have a certain standard you have to live by to be the head football coach in Michigan or any of these other big-time, high-profile jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time I checked, you work on a college campus. If you can't, and I'm going to say it nice, Jalen, if you can't check yourself, if you know what I'm saying,
yep,
you shouldn't be the head coach. That's part of being the head coach. It just is. Like it or not. Certain jobs have a different set of rules than most jobs, right?
Yep.
Look, I'm not saying there hasn't been head coaches who have done stuff and gotten away with it, but you know why they got away with it? Because they were excellent at their job. And their teams were winning. Like Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino, remember that little incident in the restaurant in Louisville with a woman that wasn't his wife?
Yep.
Rick Pitino survived because he's Rick Pitino.
Yep.
Sharon Moore, you're not Rick Pitino.
No.
Read the room.
Mind you, he's coming from a coach that could have stayed with Michigan, left to go to the NFL, to now, coaching with the LA Chargers in Harbaugh. And we're all thinking, okay, Michigan is in great hands.
Mm-hmm.
And this comes out, and it's just like, you're literally blowing up the whole, trajectory, the whole the legacy passed down method of Sharon Moore, what he did. But yeah, it's when I've been seeing the updates just like you, and I'm just continuously scratching my head. I was like, how did he get here? Like, that all could have been avoided if he would have just stayed in his lane and just played his part as the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines.
But he just couldn't do it.
He just could not do it. Some people just got it or they don't.
And some guys get, whether it's ego, whether it's, I'm going to say it nice, testosterone.
The men's clinic. Yes.
Exactly. Whatever it is, some of these guys just think they're bulletproof. They can do whatever they want because they're in this power position. Some people, Jalen, just can't handle power well.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not saying it's easy, but you've got to be able to, again, I said it before, check yourself.
Yeah.
And if you can't have jobs like this because you are Sharon Moore. You're not Rick Pitino or any of these other guys who have done things that could get them fired if they weren't high-profile, successful coaches. You're Sharon Moore. The only reason you got that job was because of Jim Harbaugh.
Yes.
And the only reason you got that job was because Michigan wanted to keep the Harbaugh way when it comes to the success of the football program. And Moore did a nice job filling in for Harbaugh the year before when he was crying and blubbering all over the place.
Yeah.
That's why you got that job. Because guess what? If you didn't have those circumstances, you wouldn't have got that job.
Mm-mm. He would have been a coordinator still.
Some guys, man, they got to look in the mirror at their own worst enemy. They really do. But Sharon Moore could have been worse. Kind of worked himself through the legal system there. Just get probation. You move forward. And hopefully, if you did learn a lot, maybe you'll get your second opportunity just to get back into coaching as an assistant. Maybe you'll get to coach on a lower level, whatever. But, dude, you screwed up. Wow. You just screwed up. And then not even to talk about, the other person involved in this. So, anyway. All right. We'll pop back here. Gamecock Notebook coming up next. We'll play some Shane Beamer for you from earlier today. Get you ready for Gamecocks and Davidson over at Founders tonight. And we'll talk about the WNBA draft from last evening. That's coming up next here on the Postgame Show. Terry Ford, Jalen's here on the Game Network, and at the Game TV Radio and YouTube.
Wow, what a play. The Game Network. Columbia, Charleston, Florence, and Myrtle Beach.
This hour of in-show listening on 1075 The Game is sponsored by QC Kinetics in West Columbia, the non-surgical regenerative orthopedic specialists of the Midlands. Request your consultation today by dialing pound 250 and use keyword QC Kinetics.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at herndonchevy.com.
CHW Cabinetry, we talk about how great Star and her crew are all the time. And look, we're not making it up. If you want to put in cabinets, high quality cabinets, anywhere in your home, inside or out, CHW Cabinetry is the place to go to. If you want fine, quality, transparent customer service from beginning to end with photorealistic renderings that show you everything from beginning to end with your job, you call CHW Cabinetry. If you want folks who care about the job they're doing for you because they want your business over and over and over again, you call the folks at CHW Cabinetry. 803-520-6837. You make that call. You head on over to Two Notch Road in Lexington. Sit down with the folks at CHW Cabinetry. Tell them your budget and your goals, and they'll make it happen for you. 803-520-6837. CHW Cabinetry in Lexington. Make the call.
At Lexington Brain and Spine Institute, we treat a full range of conditions, from back pain to spine injuries and brain tumors. Neurosurgery, pain management, physiatry, and physical therapy all working together. Visit LexingtonBrainandSpine.com.
Sponsored by the Blood Connection.
Most assume that someone else will show up, but only 3% of the population donates blood. That's not enough. Make the call to give and save a life. Donate blood with the Blood Connection, your community blood center. Visit thebloodconnection.org to find a nearby donation center.
Looking for a dealership that treats you like family? Come to Herndon Chevrolet, where we've been proudly serving Lexington and the Midlands for over 50 years. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle or just need expert service, you'll find it all right here. Shop online anytime at HerndonChevy.com or stop by and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile.
Herndon Chevrolet, Herndon makes you wanna smile.
Spring cleaning starts with Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Mention 1075 The Game and get 3 rooms cleaned for $109, plus a free hallway. No one cleans like Zerorez. No soap, no residue, no harsh chemicals, just carpets that stay cleaner longer. Take $100 off air duct cleaning for a limited time. Air ducts circulate the air you breathe, and dust can end up right back on your floors. April appointments are filling up very fast, so don't wait. Visit ZerorezColumbia.com to book today.
If you're tired of dealing with gas, noise, and costly maintenance, it's probably time to switch to steel battery power. Right now at Cato's Power Equipment, we have 65 steel battery tools like the GTA 40 hand pruner, the BGA 60 blower, and the KMA 135 Combi Power Head, each available with 2 free batteries for a limited time, giving you more runtime, less hassle, and up to $640 in instant savings. This deal is only available at Cato's Power Equipment, Columbia's home for the tools you need to maintain your turf. Visit CatosPowerEquipment.com.
At Average House Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be either. Visit CumulusDigital.com to start outperforming today.
Get as loud as you can for Monster Jam!
The one and only Monster Jam. Packed with stunts, smiles, and jaw-dropping skills. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Coming to Colonial Life Arena this weekend. Brought to you by Big 80 Tires and Texas Roadhouse. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com. The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 1075 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube. It's time to open the Gamecock Notebook on the Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network.
All right, time to check the Gamecock Notebook here on the post-game show. We'll start WNBA draft last night. South Carolina very well represented. Going number 10 in the first round to the Indiana Fever was Raven Johnson.
Which was a really good get by, the Fever to pick her up.
Again, it gives them perimeter defense. Again, Raven hit 40% of her threes last year. She's gotten better shooting threes in her career. Obviously, she's gotten better as a point guard / playmaker. and you got all this offense around you. No one's asking you to go in there and start making buckets and be their leading scorer. You go in there and fill a role. Whether, it starts coming off the bench, wherever your role is going to be, there's a spot for that. A defender, a playmaker, run the show as a point guard.
A facilitator, and then somebody that can dominate in the post. You got that in Kelsey Mitchell, you got that in Caitlin Clark, and you got that in Aaliyah Boston.
And so you got Raven Johnson coming in that can fill a role, and she's not asked to be some kind of savior or anything. She's come in and do what you do best. And everybody else around you will handle their business.
And I know, like, when initially she got drafted, a lot of the hate was coming towards Raven Johnson not liking Caitlin Clark. At the end of the day, Raven Johnson is about her business. She wants to win games and she wants to win, quote, championships, not at just the collegiate level, but in the professional level as well. So I think Caitlin Clark and Raven Johnson could be a dynamic duo. I cannot talk that a lot of people are not really talking about right now.
Well, the idea, look, here's the other part of this. Do you know how many teams have folks in locker rooms who don't particularly care for each other?
A lot.
This is an ego-driven sport.
Yeah.
All sports are ego-driven sports. And when you get egos in locker rooms and clubhouses and everywhere else, not everybody's buds, not everybody's pals or besties. People respect each other, and they work together. They don't have to like each other. And so if Raven Johnson and Caitlin Clark aren't sitting around buddying up, who cares?
Yeah.
Go do your job. It's simple. It's a job now, Jalen.
Yep.
It's a job. How many people work with people they don't particularly care for, but they work with them because, you know what? They got to do their job together. It's very simple. Very simple. Going on number 13 in the first round, Medina Okot will land in Atlanta. Again, just like Raven, you're landing in a spot where no one's asking you to be a savior. You're going to go in. Angel Reese will handle rebounding. You've got Ryan Howard, who scores a ton of points. You got some other pieces there where Medina Okot can go in. She's a very raw talent still.
Yeah.
She can go in and learn and develop without being rushed or pushed into a role she's not ready for. It's a nice spot.
And I like it, too, because, one, they just sent Brittany Griner, who just got paid $7 million to play for the Connecticut Sun, which they're about to relocate to Houston in the next few months, I would say. So they needed somebody else to be alongside Angel Reese to help on cleanup duty. And I think Medina Okot is just the right, perfect fit for the Atlanta Dream with the talent that they have on their roster.
Yeah, and then you go into the second round. Tanaya Latson gets drafted by the LA Spark. It was their first pick in the draft. They didn't have a first rounder. Again, you look around Latson. You got Kelsey Plum, Ariel Atkins. You got people who can score. Latson can go and do what she does best, which, I mean, she's okay shooting threes, but her game is really driving to the basket, getting in the paint, drawing fouls. She's good in transition, filling the break. Those are, again, she can go in there and do the things she does best without having to worry about all the other things that a Kelsey Plum can handle and the others. So, again, for Latson, a nice spot to land. All three ended up in places where they can concentrate on doing what they do best while they're developing and learning, and they're not being asked to do what they're not ready for. So, good deal for all three, to be quite honest. And if you didn't know, the first pick in the draft was, to no one's shock, AZ Fudd from Connecticut. Olivia Miles, TCU, number 2.
To the Lynx.
Yep, and if you want to look at the American college players, Lauren Betts of UCLA went 4. And it's interesting, Gabriella Jacquez went 5. Again, UCLA had a run of 3 straight players. After Jacquez, Kiki Rice went 6, the guard. So UCLA in totality, 6 players drafted, 5 in the first round. All right, baseball tonight, 6:15. Our coverage gets underway with the pregame, 6:30 first pitch, South Carolina and Davidson. Riley Goodman took the ball that first Friday night for South Carolina early in the year. Goodman now, he's lost that starting spot. They're trying to figure out a way to work with Riley Goodman. Hell of an arm talent. Has just had trouble throwing strikes, locating pitches. It's been an issue. Goodman will take the ball tonight in a midweek start against Davidson. Goodman this year, 8.10 ERA, 0-3, look at 1-loss record. Davidson, Jacob Vokal will take the ball, 2-2, 8.31 ERA. So 2 pitchers with ERAs over 8 tonight. Going out of the Founders again, 6:15 pregame, 6:30 first pitch in Columbia, and our affiliate also in Myrtle Beach. All right, let's get a little Shane Beamer in here real quick, Jalen. Shane talking to the media today, his final spring practice presser. Let's get to cut 10, talking about evaluating the backup quarterbacks. We know the starter, Lenore Sellers. Here's Shane evaluating the backup quarterbacks without a spring game. Cut 10.
My computer lagged out.
Computer logged out. Of course it did.
Let me get it up real quick.
You go ahead and do that. Log it back in real fast.
I got you.
And we'll get to that. You know, last year, obviously, you know, you had the veteran Luke Doty, Cutter Woods, Aaron Nolan. Aaron Nolan is now gone. You know, Cutter Woods, you're hoping, could he take, you know, some steps? Because he's not starting. But a lot of people like Cutter Woods' physical ability. Remember last year in the spring game, he made that big throw down the field. Now here's cut 10. Hit it.
Yeah, I'd say with the quarterbacks, Lulu, and then really with all the positions, it's tough because you're not able to get in that environment in front of a crowd in the stadium. I wish for all the positions, those freshman DBs, those freshman offensive linemen, that we'd be able to get out there and do that. So you miss that a little bit, but we created as many of those in practice as we could. We got a lot of reps done in practice, or a lot of plays run in practice this spring. So typically we would have, you know, whatever the first group did, quote unquote first group, quote unquote second group, we would have a third group that, you know, typically, I don't think this is any, you know, state secrets. Landon and Lucian Anderson would typically split those third group reps. So they got a lot of reps that way, whether it be team 7-on-7. And, you know, the one thing that they didn't get a lot of would have been, you know, 2-minute offense. That was primarily Lenoris and Cutter were the quarterbacks when we did those scenarios. But they lost a little bit of just game action in the stadium. But outside of that, it probably wasn't much different for those young quarterbacks than it would have been if we had had a spring game.
So it feels like, again, Lenoris and then Cutter Woods. You got Landon Duckworth, the freshman. It would have been fun to see Duckworth run around in a spring game.
And the videos I've been seeing on social media of him just throwing the ball and making these throws have been pretty impressive. So I'm like, okay, he's actually as good as advertised, even though we're not seeing him on the run, we're not seeing him in an offense as of yet, but just in drills, from what I've seen, he's looked pretty good.
The other, and look, he's a true freshman, probably going to get redshirted.
Yeah.
But like you said, it would have been fun to watch him play in a spring game. The other quarterback on the roster is Lucian Anderson. Was at Bowling Green, appeared in 5 games in 2025, got a pair of starts against Toledo and Central Michigan. Went 26 of 41, 245, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, ran for 161 yards on 29 carries. That's 5.5 yards a pop. Again, he was brought in kind of a depth piece. I mean, he still has a couple years of eligibility left. He's a redshirt junior this year. He's the other guy on campus. But it feels like Lenoris and then Cutter. That's where it feels like.
I like that.
With the quarterback room. All right, we'll pop back in here. Drive around the SEC. I found something interesting today in The Athletic. And here is the title of the post. Who was the last quarterback signed, developed, and retained by each SEC team? This will be a little fun to mess with this. Some names will surprise you, and some names you go, oh, I forgot about that guy. That's next here on the Postgame Show. Terry Ford, Jalen producing our little shindig. We go till 6 on the Game Network, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
All my sports. The Game Network. 107.5 The Game in Columbia. 96.9 The Game in Charleston. 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. And 100.5 The Game in Florence.
The Game phone lines at 803-404-6100. Sponsored by AAA Heating and Air. Now offering 12-month payment plans on all HVAC or electrical repairs with no credit check. Online at callAAAtoday.com.
If you have an IRS problem, getting accurate legal advice could help get all this behind you right now. Hi, I'm local attorney John Ecton with the Ecton Law Firm. To get the best results for our clients, we stay on top of the law and the IRS rules and regulations. It's important to us to get you back on track and in compliance legally without worry for your future. At the Ecton Law Firm, we've handled hundreds of cases for everyday hardworking people like you right here in the Carolinas. Don't face the IRS alone. Know your legal rights. Call me to set up your appointment. The first visit is completely free and confidential. You'll meet with a licensed attorney in person at our office in Irmo, just off I-26. If you're facing IRS wage levies, bank levies, or tax liens, call me, John Ecton, at 803-771-9800. That's 803-771-9800. Or go to EctonLawFirm.com. Carolinas, if you have an IRS issue, you need a local attorney. You need me, John Ecton.
Plus tax and title with approved credit. Call 866-243-4623 for details.
Holy cow! JT's Jeep Ram has new Grand Cherokees from $29,990. How about $5,000 more for your trade? 0% for 72 months. A 1,000,000-mile warranty on every new JT's vehicle. Even if your credit's a little cockeyed, JT will get you approved and save you money too. Drive a new Grand Cherokee for $29,990 with a 1,000,000-mile warranty. JT's Jeep Ram 378 Lexington or Greystone Boulevard. Declaration of Deal Sales Event.
Do you have gold you don't need? Are you looking to get cash? At Traditions Fine Jewelers, it only takes a few minutes for them to check, but you'll be amazed at what cash it brings. Did you know if you had gold the size and weight of a quarter, you would generate $177 in 10 karat or $248 in 14 karat? Want to trade your gold? The same quarter gold would generate $303 in 10 karat or $425 in 14 karat. Traditions Fine Jewelers, Sunset Boulevard in Lexington, or at the Village at Sandhills. Always giving you more for your gold.
The one and only Monster Jam. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Save 25% on face value of a family 4-pack of tickets. Get your savings coupon from participating Texas Roadhouse locations. See coupon for details. Restrictions may apply. Coming to Colonial Life Arena April 18th and 19th.
At Cato's Power Equipment, we pride ourselves on the relationships we build with you and with your lawnmower. Right now, you can own a Toro Time Cutter or Titan Zero Turn with payments as low as $100 a month and 0% financing for qualified buyers. Plus, plenty of great financing offers for all credit scores. Now through April, Cato's will include a free 5-year extended warranty package backed by our Master Service Repair Center, because the tools you need to maintain your turf should come with the support you deserve. Come shop at Cato's Power Equipment, family owned since 1984.
Powered by Integrated Media, the Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. For auto, home, and commercial glass. ShepherdsGlass.com. In Chapin and West Columbia, the Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. Shepherd's Glass. It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
Here's the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Report here on 107.5 The Game. We have an accident in Richland County at Duke Ave on Monticello Road, and then in Lexington County on I-77 southbound, 12th Street and Saks Gotha exit 2. Another accident in Richland County on Sparkleberry Lane near Twin Notch Road. Per usual, we have long-term construction in both Richland and Lexington County. If you need to seek an alternative route, please do so immediately. Don't text and drive, and please be on the lookout and be careful. We have more on this second portion of the 5 o'clock hour on the 107.5 The Game coming up.
It's time for our drive around the SEC on the Postgame Show.
Georgia on the mountaintop. Demons be gone, and the drought is over. National champions.
On the Game Network and on 107.5, the Game app.
All righty. We'll drive around the SEC here on the Postgame Show. Before we get to that again tonight, baseball 6:15, pregame 6:30 first pitch, South Carolina, Davidson, right here on the Game in Columbia, and our affiliate 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. Pound 250, by the way. Just another way to get a hold of us on the AAA Heating and Air hotline. You can call 803-404-6100, or you can just hit pound 250. You'll get prompted with, say the keyword, and you'll go, The Game. And boom, you get right in. Just another way to get a hold of us. That's all. Give it a shot. Give it a whirl. See if you like it. Again, pound 250, keyword The Game. All right, so The Athletic put this together, and I thought it was interesting. It's a list of each SEC team who was the last quarterback signed, developed, and retained by the team. For an example, the last one at Alabama's Ty Simpson. Recruited Ty Simpson. He was a 5-star coming out of the state of Tennessee, if my memory serves me. Then he waited his turn and then finally got his shot. Started last year, and now he's moving on to the NFL draft. So, again, recruited, signed, developed, and retained through the entire time playing for Alabama, Ty Simpson. Alabama's had a bunch of these. I mean, Tua Tagovailoa, Mac Jones, Bryce Young, Jalen Milroe, all signed out of high school, finished their careers as starters at Alabama. And now the kid Nelson could be next in line. Here's one. You want to go by blast from the past?
Go ahead.
Arkansas.
Okay.
Austin Allen. Final season 2017. I mean, there's been no stability in the head coaching office at Arkansas since Bobby Petrino'd. You have had Brett Bielema, Chad Morris. I mean, you had a little bit of Sam Pittman stability, but they weren't, again, guys moved in and out of the program at quarterback. So you got to go back to Austin Allen, signed in 2013. His final season was 2017. At Auburn, even go back farther, Brandon Cox, class of 2003, final season 2007, was the number 6 pro-style quarterback in the class he was recruited in. I mean, you look at this. With Hugh Freeze and Brian Harsin, you've had the Peyton Thorns, the Jackson Arnolds, the Robbie Ashfords, the T.J. Finley, Bo Nix. Almost could have done it, but remember, he left and transferred to Oregon. Nick Marshall came from a JUCO. Jared Statham, remember, he was a Baylor guy, if I remember, before going to Auburn. Now Byron Brown, the transfer who played for Alex Golesh at South Florida, will now take over the quarterback spot. Cox, you ready for this? Played for Tommy Tuberville. That's how long ago this was. Florida, it's not as long ago as you think. Anthony Richardson was class of 2020. His final season, remember, he didn't have a ton of starts as a QB.
No.
Final season 2022, so he was signed out of high school in 2020, stayed at Florida his entire college career, and started in 2022 and moved on to the NFL draft.
I thought you were going to say Tebow.
Here's one with Georgia. You think, well, Terry Duss, Stetson Bennett. No.
Aaron Murray?
No. Jake Fromm.
Okay. I was about to say Matt Stout. I was going to go back.
Yeah, you were really going to go back.
I was going to go back Matt Stout.
Now, remember, Stetson Bennett transferred out and then came back. So he wasn't there the whole time.
But he still finished.
But he left in the middle.
Yes.
He started there, left in the middle, and came back. So once you left, you're out of this thing. Jake Fromm. 3-year starter, last starting quarterback who signed, never left, and finished his career at Georgia. Remember, Carson Beck left. They had Fields, and Fields left to go to Ohio State because he didn't want to wait around for Jake Fromm. So Jake Fromm, the last one, class of 2017, final season 2019. Kentucky, I mean, look, it's always been all over the place, right?
Yeah.
This won't surprise anybody. Mike Hartline, his final season was 2010, recruited class of 2006. I mean, you've seen a lot of transfer portal lately with Kentucky, like Will Levis, Devin Leary. And this time in 2026 or 2025, 2026 rather, you will have another transfer, Kenny Minchie from Notre Dame. LSU, easy, Garrett Nussmeier. Just finished. Signed in 2021, final season 2025. So Garrett Nussmeier, the last LSU quarterback to do this. Come in, recruited, waited his turn, started the last couple years. Remember, he waited around for 3 seasons before he got his shot. Mississippi State, you go back to Nick Fitzgerald, class of 2014, final season 2018. Dan Mullen started with Dan Mullen as his head coach. Will Rogers, remember, Will Rogers started 4 years at Mississippi State. But remember, he transferred out for his final year at Washington. Remember, when Mike Leach died, everything went sideways for Will Rogers. At Missouri, Brady Cook just finished it up. Class of 2020, final season 2024. Oklahoma, remember the great Landry Jones. Signed 2008, final season 2012. A lot of transfer portal success for Oklahoma at quarterback. Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams played for the Sooners. Now, the reverse was Caleb Williams started his career with the Sooners, left to go to Southern Cal. Remember, Baker, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts all transferred to Oklahoma. John Mateer, the starter now, was a transfer as well. At Ole Miss, it was Matt Corral. Early in Lane Kiffin's tenure, Matt Corral, he was recruited in 2018. Final year was 2021. Put up some big numbers that last year for Lane Kiffin. Matt Corral was highly sought after coming out of high school. Number 4 pro-style quarterback, top 65 recruit was Matt Corral. Then we get to South Carolina. Dylan Thompson.
Ooh, that's a throwback right there.
2010, final season 2014. Of course, that will end when Lenore Sellers leaves. If Lenore Sellers doesn't transfer somewhere after this year. If Lenore Sellers' final season is 2026, Sellers will take the spot. But Dylan Thompson right now is the last quarterback signed, developed, and stayed his entire time at South Carolina.
Yeah, then after that was Connor Shaw. Then after that was Garcia.
Joshua Dobbs for Tennessee. Class of 2013, final season 2016. The hope was Nico was going to be this guy. But remember, Nico transferred out to UCLA.
In that situation, yeah.
Remember, he had Hendon Hooker come through the portal, and Hendon Hooker was really good. This year, we'll see who's going to be the starting quarterback. Is it going to be redshirt freshman George McIntyre or 5-star true freshman Faison Brandon? By the way, Joshua Dobbs played for the great Butch Jones at Tennessee. At Texas, this is not tough. Sam,
yeah.
Last guy. Class 2017, final season 2020. Played for Tom Herman. Ellinger. He was there, I feel like he was there 10 years. It was unreal.
Yeah.
So Sam Ellinger was the last quarterback at Texas to do that. Remember, Arch Manning will be the one to take. If Arch Manning plays his final season this year and then moves on, Arch Manning will take that spot.
I think he will.
I do too. I think Arch Manning's going to have a really good year and will go off to the NFL draft and be a first-round pick. Texas A&M, Kellen Mond, class of 2017, final season 2020. That was Jimbo's best year. A&M goes to the Orange Bowl, just missed the college football playoff. Kellen Mond. And Vanderbilt, Kyle Shermer, class of 2015, final year 2018.
Where did Pavia come from?
New Mexico State, I believe.
I thought he was there. Okay.
Nope.
Interesting.
Did not start his career at Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Nope. Came in with Jerry Kill, who was his head coach, who's now the offensive analyst, and Tim Beck, who was the offensive coordinator. The entire team came in together to Vanderbilt.
Wow.
So there we go. There's that list. Kind of cool. A little fun trip down memory lane. All right. We will jump back in here and reset some of the stuff we've talked about and hit a couple stories we have not discussed yet here on the post-game show. Jalen and Terry here on the Game Network and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Wow, what a play. The Game Network. Columbia, Charleston, Florence, and Myrtle Beach.
We have a new way for you to call the AAA Heating and Air phone lines. Just dial pound 250, and when prompted, punch in the keywords, the game. And that's it. Again, pound 250 with the keywords, the game.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Patriots Executive Vice President of Player Personnel Elliott Wolf left the door open yesterday for the team to improve their roster with a trade for Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown. With the other AFC contenders improving around them, the defending AFC champions need to give quarterback Drake May a true number one wide receiver to keep up with the conference. As of right now, the Patriots are not the favorites to win the AFC. That honor goes to Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I'm Adam Abdallah.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
The Postgame Show with Jay Phillips and Terry Ford on the Game Network, the 107.5 The Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube. And now, Jay versus the Internet. It's the Postgame Show on the Game Network.
All right, wrap this baby up. Again, baseball coming up. Riley Goodman going for South Carolina. Countering Riley Goodman in the pitching matchup, Jacob Vogel, both hurlers, ERAs over 8. That's tonight, 6:15. Our coverage gets going here on the Game. All right, so this is a story. We've dodged it and ducked it because, again, it's page 6 stuff. But Diana Rossini today resigned her post as the journalist of The Athletic. It's been about a week since published photos of her and New England Patriot head coach Mike Vrabel were at an Arizona resort. They were at the pool. There's pictures of those two. They greet each other. They hold hands and hug. Then they sit and they hang out at the pool together. And a lot has been made of this. Both are married. Then Diana Rossini put out a statement saying, quote, "I have covered the NFL with professionalism and dedication throughout my career, and I stand behind every story I've ever published. When the page 6 item first appeared, The Athletic supported me unequivocally, expressed confidence in my work and pride in my journalism. For that, I am grateful. In the days that followed, unfortunately, commentators in various media have engaged in self-feeding speculation that is simply unmoored from the facts. Moreover, this media frenzy is hurtling forward without regard for the review process the Athletic is trying to complete. It continues to escalate, fueled by repeated leaks, and I have no interest in submitting to a public inquiry that has already caused far more damage than I'm willing to accept. Rather than allowing this to continue, I've decided to step aside now before my current contract expires June 30th. I do so not because I accept the narrative that has been constructed around this episode, but because I refuse to lend it further oxygen or let it define my career. All right, look. It doesn't take a genius to find the pictures. You can find them. Just Google it. You have your own opinion on them. I look at it. Do they kind of meet up, hold hands, hug, then they get in the pool, and they're kind of hanging out together. They're not all over each other in the pool. They're not slobbering kisses on each other. They're not getting busy in any way, shape, or form. I don't know what's going on with Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. I got no clue. To be honest with you, I don't care. I don't care. Could they have had some torrid affair on the down low? Sure. Could they have just been innocent? Sure. I guess the thing for me, what if they did nothing?
I feel like they're blowing it out of proportion of what it is intended to be.
I mean, these pictures, like again, it's like they walk up to each other, they hold hands, they have a hug, then they get in the pool together, and they do nothing else.
I feel like they're just really, really good friends.
And maybe that's it. Look, I'm just throwing it all out there.
Yeah.
Everybody's jumped to a conclusion that these two they got it going on hot and heavy, or they got something going on. And maybe they do. Again, I don't know. They're not my friends. And furthermore, I don't care. But what if they did do nothing? Nothing. This thing has kind of gotten crazy. Diana Rossini has resigned from The Athletic. Look, I mean, we don't have time to get into, is this a double standard type of thing, because she's a female reporter.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, if she was doing something, and there's a history of Diana Rossini and some rumors in the past of things. I'm not going to get into that right now either. And if you are having this relationship, then yes, it comes to, can you journalistically handle your business?
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair question if you're a male or female reporter, by the way. Either way. So that is a legit concerning question if you're The Athletic, whether it's Diana Rossini or a man who covers the NFL. And would it be doing something with a female executive or something of a team? But I guess go back to the original point. What if nothing is going on here?
Right.
And now you have somebody resigning their job. You got all this going on. By the way, Mike Vrabel's catching no smoke.
At all.
None. You know why? Because the New England Patriots care about one thing. He got the AFC Championship game last year.
And they went to the Super Bowl.
Exactly. And you get to a Super Bowl. And that's the thing. You got to a Super Bowl with this head coach and got you back to relevancy again. You don't care about the rest of this mess. No. NFL's like, we don't care.
He's got a training camp he's got to worry about.
Right. NFL is worried more about that. They're not worried about any of this story in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
At all. And no one's saying, gee, is this going to affect Mike Vrabel's integrity? And Patriots don't care. NFL doesn't care.
No.
So you can even say, is that fair that she's getting crushed and killed, but nobody's talking about Vrabel's impropriety, so to speak? But that's what I go back to. What if they are just buddies and good friends or whatever, and this really is honest to God innocent? I don't know if it is or it isn't. I'm just saying there's a possibility that these two people might actually be telling the truth.
Then it's going to be like, oh, well, you got to blame I don't want to say blame the social media, but that's kind of where it stemmed from, was from social media saying, okay, we got pictures of them.
But I guarantee you, let's say, God forbid, they were just innocent. You think anybody's going to be apologizing to anybody?
No.
Hell no.
We're going to keep moving forward.
Just go to the next one, right, Jalen? Just go to the next one, brother.
Forward.
That's what we do. But Diana Rossini resigning her post at The Athletic over this whole situation. All right, we are done. Finish history down the road. Thanks for putting up with us again today. We appreciate you. We thank John Whittle from the Big Spur for jumping on. Thank Jay Phillips hanging out at Hilton Head. We'll do it again tomorrow with Jay from the Heritage. Jalen, nice work, my man. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
It's a post-game show. Baseball 6:15, South Carolina and Davidson right here on the Game in Columbia and our affiliate in Myrtle Beach. Have a good night. See you.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at herndonchevy.com.
Sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Plus text and title with approved credit. Call 866-243-4623 for details.
Holy cow! JT's Jeep Ram has new Grand Cherokees from $29,990. How about $5,000 more for your trade? 0% for 72 months. A 1,000,000-mile warranty on every new JT's vehicle. Even if your credit's a little cockeyed, JT will get you approved and save you money too. Drive a new Grand Cherokee for $29,990 with a 1,000,000-mile warranty. JT's Jeep Ram 378 Lexington or Greystone Boulevard. Declaration of Deal Sales Event.
Don't you love being treated special when you shop and saving money? That just makes it even better. At Gamecock Traditions, they've got more ways to save on all your Gamecock gear. Sign up for their emails and get the news and deals first. Show your Gamecock Club card, your Alumni Association card, or your faculty ID and score a discount on Gamecock merchandise. Military, you save. Is it your birthday? You save. And don't forget their loyalty program. Earn cash back on every purchase and it never expires. That's the Gamecock Traditions way. Lexington, Sand Hills Village, or online at GamecockTraditions.com.
Need a roof? Trust Crescent Construction. With over 20,000 roofs installed and counting, they've got the experience you need. They specialize in residential roofing, commercial roofing, and general contracting. Visit CrescentCarolina.com today for free estimates and free inspections. That's right, no cost, no commitment. Crescent Construction, quality you can count on. For all your roofing and construction needs, visit CrescentCarolina.com now.
Taking care of your car has never been easier. Hi, I'm Brandon at Wetzel's Automotive. We provide top-notch maintenance services from fluid checks to engine diagnostics, ensuring your vehicle stays reliable and efficient. Every service includes a complimentary 28-point inspection to give you peace of mind. Drive confidently knowing your car is in expert hands. Visit us at 2017 Augusta Road in West Columbia or online at wetzel'sauto.com.
When you're looking for an attorney, you don't need to look far for legal support you can trust. I'm DeWanna Looper.
And I'm Joe Weidman.
We're not just the voices you hear, we're the faces you'll see if you come in. At Atkins Law, we believe you deserve a team that listens when you're in need. We're small on purpose, local by design, and serve with compassion.
Whether you've been hurt on the job or in a car wreck, recovery comes first. We'll handle the rest.
Remember, who you hire matters, so hire a team that cares. Check us out at hollyatkinslaw.com.
Powered by Integrated Media, The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. For auto, home, and commercial glass. ShepherdsGlass.com. In Chapin and West Columbia, The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. Shepherd's Glass. It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
This is the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Report here on 107.5 The Game. Just want to inform you for the last time on some accidents that are in the Richland County and Lexington County area. Got an accident in Richland County on Duke Ave and Monticello Road. Another one in Richland County on Fairfield Road and Coon Store Road, Fair Road, Highway 555 and Jenkins Brother Road. I-77 southbound 12th Street at Saks-Gotha Ave. Sparkleberry Lane and Two Notch Road are the accidents being reported in Richland and Lexington County. We do have long-term road construction. If you need to be careful driving, please do so. Don't text and drive. Make sure you buckle your seatbelts and please drive carefully and cautiously. That will do it for this edition of the Postgame Show. I'm Jay Wintard. See y'all later.
WNKT Eastover, Columbia, a Cumulus media station.
Just in case you missed it, the best of the day on The Game.
Tuesday, Shane Beamer talked, and now we bring on us Hal McGranahan, who can also talk, and talk he will do about Gamecock football recruiting. Number one, Hal, happy spring to you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, appreciate you having me back on with you, Bill.
Always glad to do it. Well, let's kind of jump right into it here. Not the best. High school football recruiting, when I did it, I know you're into it now, when I did it 16 years ago, 17 years ago, boy, was it different. than what it is now. But over the weekend, the Gamecocks lose 2 commitments, but I don't know what high school recruiting means anymore. And the way it seems like with Shane Beamer and staff, the way they did it last year, where they kind of took the players they really wanted. It was a smaller class, I think 15 to 17 players, and then backloaded with transfer portal guys. It seemed like the right way to do it. You still don't want to lose commitments, and give us a little breakdown of what happened there with Amari Fountain and then Jaden Kelly Murray, or Jaden Murray Kelly.
Yeah, Jaden Kelly Murray. As far as like the numbers overall that they went with last year, I think some of that was just a product of they didn't get everybody that they wanted to go after, which is always going to be the case year in and year out. Certainly that's how it happened 15, 16 years ago. But what the difference now is with this staff in particular, they're not going to reach on a high school guy. Like if you miss on your top couple of wide receiver targets, you may not necessarily feel compelled to go out and reach on some other guys because you know you could all hit the portal. So with these 2 guys like Amari Fountain and Jaden Kelly Murray, I mean, there are certainly other guys Carolina's involved with those positions, cornerback and receiver, and they'll take swings on them. But there could come a point in time where maybe they feel like they just focus totally on the portal. But, yeah, to answer your question about what went down, Fountain visited Florida probably 4 or 5 times this spring after committing to Carolina.